Man, shut up. Didn't I say shut up? Bet that rooster will think twice before crowing tomorrow morning. Coffee's ready, guys. Let's start the show. Good morning. Hi, Sage. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, Ryan. Glad you guys could join me this morning. Yeah, I just saw that Seg was debuting a video. So I figured, well, it is what it is, But I'm glad you guys took the time to pop in to hang out with me this morning. It's a happy Thursday. How is everyone doing? Hi, Big Stu. Welcome. I know it's so early. I know. But I was up anyway. I knew I was going to be up, so I figured it'd be a good time to throw in a morning brew. I figured I'd do it about 3 times a week, seeing everybody's coming to hanging out and we have a good time. Why not, right? How is Big Stu doing today? How is everybody doing today? I hope you guys are well. Our day here is starting off pretty good, but we're supposed to get rain. So thank goodness we took care of everything yesterday as far as outside goes. So just sitting here with the coffee and trying to wake up and get my day started. I'm hoping it doesn't rain, to be honest, because I want to go out later and do some filming. I discovered a couple of new old cemeteries, and I was going to actually probably go live while I'm there. So I've got my fingers crossed that we don't get that much rain. So hanging in there at 6 a.m. and coffee is going down smooth. Oh, you bet you it is. It's going down smooth here too. Good morning, Pam. How are you? And how is Pam today? Yes, it's nice because my husband gets up to go to work early, so the coffee's already ready to roll when I slide myself out of bed. Oh, I do love cemetery. Yeah, I do too. So the last few times I went out, it kind of got spoiled because some of the roads were close to the cemeteries, so I had a lot of traffic contamination. So all my audio was a bust, which was a little, disappointing. And then I just did some still shots, but I was hoping to go live from the cemeteries tonight if we manage. If it rains, I'm not going to go because the mosquitoes will be horrendous. But so if it doesn't rain, then we'll luck out and I'll be able to go live, hopefully, if there's signal. My husband said the cemeteries were pretty old. He spotted them on his way home from work the other day, so I wanted to get in there and check it out. So, yeah, great show last night with Ryan on the Bridgewater Triangle. It is such an amazing place. It really is. Hello, Mark. Good morning. I heard something about sliding and going down, and it took me a second to realize I was not where I thought I was. Oh, yeah, nothing like that first cup of coffee in the morning. And it does go down smooth. And that's what we're talking about, Mark. So I don't know. If you were thinking about something else, wrong show. That's another show. I'm so glad you guys came to hang out. Nothing like being a little cheeky first thing in the morning, Mark. POC, mostly good. Same old ABCs of complex health stuff. Yeah, I know. People say, well, hey, how's it going? I go, it's, same shit, different day, pretty much. It's got to be done. All right. Yes. We totally understand, Mark. Somebody has to do it. And, if you could cover the job, then wonderful. Somebody's got to do it. But yeah, first day of school in our area. All the kids are kind of sad, but I know the parents are happy. I told them, heck, all right, get your stuff, get out, get on the bus. So yeah, all schedules are getting back to normal, and the summertime is dwindling away, and I'm still hoping. I haven't even got a chance to go swimming this year, and it depresses me when I can't get in the water. So I'm hoping that I get a chance to. I think it's next weekend or the weekend after. A chance to go away, so hopefully it'll still be warm enough, and I can dip my toes in for a little bit. It'll be nice to get a break. We really didn't do no vacation this year, so it'll be nice just to get a couple of days somewhere. It was yesterday here. My coworkers with kids were celebrating. Their kids are going back to. Yeah. Everybody busted out the champagne. Yay, they're going back. Get out of here. I know, and all the kids are all belly aching. I know. I used to love the first day of school when I was a kid. When you used to get you had all your new stuff and all your new school supplies. I always thought it was exciting. And then you get the other kids just, crying and I don't wanna. And then you get to see all the friends that you hadn't seen all summer, and so yeah, it was always a good time. Hello, Mrs. Death Witch. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. I hope you are well. So her name reminds me because I've been working on my new witch's costume, sewing myself crazy. I have another month before I'm back. Oh yeah, different schedules, different places. Good morning, James. How are you? I dreaded the first day of school. I was severely bullied by my peers. Oh, that's terrible. You should have just curled up your fingers and gave them 5 across the lips. That's one thing I it's just terrible. And I always told my son that when he was younger. I always told him never start the fight, but you finish it. Don't let nobody bully you. Because they tried that once when he started high school. He had a bunch of seniors tried to take his money that he had for lunch, and my son just looked at him and laughed. He goes, "Yeah, right," and he walked away. And yeah, you just bullying is a terrible thing. When I was a young girl, I was friends with a boy that was a special needs student, and I got to school one day, and I think I was like 4th grade, and the older kids were picking on him, and so I went and stood up for him, telling him you shouldn't do that and this and that. Well, of course, the younger boys ended up punching me in the stomach, throwing my Witcher hat up on the power lines, and these were bigger boys, really nice, beating up on a little girl. But I stood my ground. I live outside the city, so we were always excited for the first day back to see all our friends. Yeah, it was always fun. She goes, "I'm a lover, not a fighter." That's all right, but you still got to stand your ground. And always, I always stress that to my son. Always be there to help and and be a good person. But don't ever let anybody pick on you. Stand up for yourself. You might not always win the fight, but at least, you let them know that you weren't somebody just to mess with. I used to get bullied a lot in school because I was tall. Yeah, everybody gets picked on for something. Oh, sorry, guys, if you hear the sirens. And, ooh, it was loud. And now my dog's helping out by howling. She's my dog, the volunteer fireman. Yeah, either you were too tall or too short, too skinny, too fat, or you weren't a blonde. That was a big deal when I was going to school. Most of the blondes were the big thing. And let's see, I was 4'8", so easy target, I guess. Literally had clothes torn off of me because they didn't like my. Oh, you got to be kidding! What did your parents say about that? Wow. Sirens are coming to take me away, huh? Yeah. My dog only howls at certain sirens, so it just must be the tone. But I crack up every time she does it. And I'm like, oh, you're helping out, huh? And all I can think of is like Harry and the Hendersons. You remember that movie? Where they're trying to get through the traffic and then the Bigfoot there, Harry, does the siren. That's what I think every time my dog does that. You didn't tell your parents about it. Oh. Excuse me. Now, I had to tell my parents because my mother was wondering where my hat was. And I says, well, I told that story and the kid punched me and they threw my hat on the lines. And then, of course, my parents called the principal and those kids got in trouble. That was the last time they picked on me, though. Hello, Ace. Good morning, sir. How are you? So, yeah, I've always told my son, yeah, don't start the fight, but you make sure you finish it. And of course, my son, as he grew, my son's big. He's, 6 foot, 200 and something, almost 300 pounds. He's a big boy. And nobody's picking on him now. So big man he grew into. And actually, there was one time there was a kid that was over on the next block where we live, and he used to pick on my son all the time and hit him, and my son wouldn't strike back. And then one day I come home from work, I was in a bad mood, and my son come in, and I go, what's the matter? And he told me what happened. And I said, that's it, I've had enough. So I grabbed my son, we went outside, I went looking for this kid. I found him, some little short little troublemaker. And I said, this is who's hitting you? I says, next time he hits you, I said, you knock him on his ass. Then I looked at the kid. I said, you touch my son one more time, I'm going to bust your arm off and beat you to death with it. And I said, and if your parents got a problem with it, you know where I live, you send them over here and I'll tell them everything that's going on. Well, yeah, that was the last time the kid touched my son. Sometimes a parent just has enough. And, it wasn't really nice of me to do that. But, you're in a bad mood and you come home, your kid's upset. And yeah, I let the kid have it. Yeah, Ace, my son's big, full beard, mustache. He's a big dude. Pam says, I would never hurt anyone seriously. They certainly think twice before going after me again. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta do things, to make yourself known that I'm not going to be taken advantage of. I'm still only 4'11", but no more of that bully stuff. I learned eventually to stand up. Good for you. That's right. Right on, Mama Bear. Oh, yeah. Mama Bear was in a bad mood and let that kid have it. The look on the kid's face was priceless. I don't think he expected me to come looking for him. And then, like I said, when I told him, go ahead, touch my kid again. I don't play around with that stuff. And of course, he obviously didn't say anything to his mother because nobody ever showed up. I stood there and waited. Nobody showed up. Wasn't gonna put up with it. And I think more parents need to do that nowadays. Go in there and say, listen, either you control your child or there's going to be a problem. Some poor kids get picked on terribly in school. And I just, we never did that when I was going to school. None of my friends or me or any of us had any issues like that. I'm sure there was probably some kids, but I always stood up for those kids that I did find out they were being bullied. And I actually went after one of the bullies that we did have. Everybody was afraid of her. She was like the tomboy, the tough chick in the school, and everybody was afraid of her. And one day she started on me and told me that, "Oh, we're going to meet out front of the school." And after school, I go, and I finally had enough. I said, "Okay, I'll be there." She probably could have kicked my butt, but I didn't care. I had enough. And of course, I was out there waiting. She never showed up. And then after that, actually to this day, she's a friend of mine. So usually once you stand up to the bully, yeah, they usually back down. And the sad thing is they're usually kids that are picked on at home, or have a rough home life, or they're very insecure with themselves. So they figure, well, if they pretend to be tough and be a bully, it makes them important. That's pretty sad, actually. And then even online bullying, that's just as bad. Terrible. And it's adults doing it. Oh my! I mean, we haven't heard anything more about what happened with Jake Hartz and Andrew and that other guy. That guy's got some serious mental issues. It's really sad, and it's online, and I mean, you get to the point where you're threatening people's lives and stuff. I mean, that's scary. A says, I never had a problem with that bully because I was a martial arts for 30 years when I was here. Oh, good for you. Good for you. Oh, my mom worked hard. I didn't want to make her life. Oh, I understand. Yeah, but you know what? I think she would have been upset. Does she know now? Because I'm sure she probably was upset that you didn't say something. Still going on, I think. Just don't think it's covered as much as it was. Oh, okay. Good morning, Sam. How are you? Yeah, that's just crazy. That guy needs to be checked into a facility and be monitored. I mean, just I've seen a couple of the videos, and you could see that he's just not working on all thrusters. I mean, come on. Oh, good, Death Wish, that she does. Yeah. And I know, yeah, that's true. Your kids, you say, "Oh, gee, I don't want to tell my parents. I don't want them to get upset or worry," or you're afraid, and it might make it worse. But we all know now, because we're all, most of us are parents, and we want our kids. I always tell my son, "You tell me everything, no matter how bad you think it is. Never hide anything, because I can't help you if you know you don't tell me about it." Yeah, that guy is a danger to society. I think so. I think he is a danger to society. There's just something not working right there. Pam, I'm 5'2", and I think some of the kids at my kids' junior high, 7 to 9, just thought I was insignificant. They discovered that messing with my kids would find their parents and teach. Oh yeah, see, yep, you've got to. My brother-in-law had to do that. He had somebody picking on his son, and he's a good kid, but he don't start trouble. He don't want to be in trouble. So they were picking on him, and my brother-in-law had to go to school, and he told the principal, either you take care of it or I take care of it. You take your pick. Ryan, I'm dangerous to myself running through the woods at night. Oh, Ryan, it don't even take me to be running through the woods at night. I'm dangerous in my own house. My balance and stuff is off because of the fibro. So yeah, I walk in the doorways. I drop stuff. I'm just so it's even worse. We'll see with the woods. At least I hold on to the trees, so this way I don't fall down and break a hip or something. It's like when I'm going to the cemeteries that I go to, and a lot of them it's a lot of hilly terrain. So just, oh geez. You go down sideways so you don't slip and bust your ass. It's comical. My husband laughs at me. And if it gets too bad, then he runs over and grabs my hand. Because, you're holding a recorder and a camera, and then you're trying to get down this hill in one piece. The last major update was when he tried to convince someone who fancies J cards to convince Brooklyn, the girl he's been targeting, to forever harm herself. Oh my God, no, that's awful. Yeah, he's not a stable person. And I even before all this started, I remember seeing one of his videos, and I thought to myself, wow, this guy is a little unhinged. And then when that stuff started with J cards, I'm thinking, oh boy, see, not a stable person. And that's the thing, no matter how much you try to ignore them and not pay attention to what they're putting out there, just trying to get away from it, they chase you down. They don't let up. Even Jeff from Boo Productions, when he went through that with that Biff guy. And because we were in the chat, he went after everybody in the chats because I got messages from that crazy man. And I just didn't even respond. I just blocked him because I knew that responding would just, encourage him to keep bothering me. So totally blocked that guy. And that's another one that's unhinged. Very strange. What's worse is that the cops won't do anything until after he does something drastic, and it's too. Yes, that's the part that's very disheartening. It's just, why do they always have to wait until somebody is harmed before they'll take action? Serve the guy with papers. Either you knock it off or you're going to jail. I mean, it's harassment and a whole bunch of other things that shouldn't be allowed, and they're not doing anything. Of course, I forget. Is he in California? I think because I don't know. They're not as strict on certain things as they are in other states. Unfortunately, there's often things behind the bullying. The threat of parents is the most frightening. Yeah. Well, usually, like I said, I've noticed that, kids that are bullies are usually bullied by their parents. When I remember growing up, there was a black family that lived across the street from us, and the little kid was just the sweetest little kid. But when he got home, his mother found out that he got into a fight, and because he didn't win, his mother gave him a beating because he didn't win the fight. She goes, "The next time you win." And I'm just listening to this. I'm thinking, oh, and back then I was a kid. I'm thinking, what kind of mother is that? You're encouraging your child to fight, and you better win or you're going to get a worse beating when you get home. Wow, it just blew my mind. Apparently that guy lurks several of the creators' lives. Oh, does he? Oh, well, that's great, huh? I had fun with them one night on Jess's Heartstream. I have a wrench there, so I enjoyed myself tremendously. Mark, you cheeky little critter, you. That's funny. That's just an awful way to be as a parent. Yeah. She, and like I said, she was doing it outside in front of all the neighbors, telling him if he didn't win the next time, he was going to get a beating. And I'm thinking, wow, lady. So you know that she was abused as a child as well. It's a horrible cycle. You think that, if you're beat up as a kid, that's the last thing you want to do to your own children. But they don't. They continue the cycle. It's terrible. They both came in and tried causing trouble, and I was just like, I'm your huckleberry. Love it. Yes. Yeah, he does. And actually, when I had Jake Hartz on my show, and we were discussing what was going on, and Jake Hart said that that's one of his fake accounts. He was in the chat, so he was there listening, and we blocked him. We didn't even respond. We blocked him, and then I received an email asking why all of his comments were blocked, and I just I sent a copy of the email to Jake Hartz, and I blocked him. I didn't even respond, and that was the only time I had an issue with him. because the last thing I need is to deal with him. And of course, the last thing he'd want to deal with is my husband. My husband's got a bad temper. So yeah, if he found out that I was having issues with somebody online, he'd step in. So I just try to avoid anybody that's got any kind of bad ideas or intentions. We just, we block them and don't give them the attention that they're looking for. And obviously he's looking for that attention because he wants his channel to grow. So he figures if he causes the drama will bring him in. Oh, do you think? Yeah. Well, yeah, because he does get mad when everybody ignores him. Well, because the whole thing started, didn't it? Because Jake Hart's unfriended him or something. So, I mean, that's a real reason to start, picking and threatening people, and it's just, oh, geez. So I'm saying there's something's not right, and he's dangerous. If he's threatening that poor girl, he's just dangerous. And I say I don't even know how old the young lady is. And I know if I was her parent, I would, definitely be at the police station having somebody do something. Yep, all over, getting unfollowed on social media. Yeah, see, he's his worst enemy. And that's the thing is they don't realize that because, I mean, some people might, get a kick out of it after a while, but they finally just say, we've had enough. This guy's not stable and I don't want to hear this garbage. Very early 20s. Yeah, okay. Sage, I'm lurking. I have morning system checks I have to do first thing in the AM. Oh, not a problem. Not a problem. Just join in whenever you got the chance. Absolutely. Interacting with him is no good idea. Jake Harris unsubscribed. Yeah, that's all he did was unsubscribe. And the guy just totally freaked out. She was a minor, and the images that were shared of her. Yeah, that's just, oh my God, that poor kid. In early 20s, she's still a kid. And definitely the police would have been called automatically and said, you need to do something. And see, that's like you're saying, you guys were saying earlier, they don't do anything until somebody gets harmed. That's too late. You got to change that up, you guys. They got to do it before somebody gets hurt. And they know how serious this stuff can be on the internet. It's, when you get kids are bullied so bad on the internet that they, end their own lives. That's serious. And it's, it's just scary. And the internet, you wouldn't think it would be that bad because it's just people behind a screen, but it's terrible how people treat each other. Technology is great, and it really is. We have so many things, right at the tips of our fingers. But it's also a weapon. If you really think about it, it could be a terrible weapon. Yeah, she didn't do anything at all, and she gets sucked into it. Yep. Versus, we've updated the law over here regarding those sorts of images. These days, it's illegal even just to threaten to share such images, even if they don't actually exist. Oh, yeah. See, that's good. They have to. You gotta. I know that, and you gotta be careful what you type in on a search engine because you end up getting stuff that you had no intentions of looking for. And it's a shock, but that is, registered on your computer. So somebody could say, oh, well, they were looking up this stuff, on underage children. And it's like, oh, no. Or even if your children are looking up something and then all of a sudden adult content pops up. They actually happened to a friend of mine. His daughter was looking for a thing for paper dolls, and she typed in paper dolls, and an adult site popped up, and he's like, "Oh God, no, no!" And he hurried up and got rid of it. But why would that pop up when you're just typing in paper dolls? So it's scary. It's a scary world out there, and all of those vultures are waiting, just waiting. The thing that also blows my mind is that the intelligence that all of these people do have and can hack into people's accounts or falsify records and steal things from people's accounts. And it takes somebody that has real smarts to do these kind of things. So instead of using them to improve everybody's condition online and experience online, no, they use it for evil. Take advantage of the elderly or the young. So, that's really sad. Yeah, it is a scary place. And you got to control it the best that you can. I remember when my son was younger, I had all the bells and whistles on the computer so that he couldn't get into something that was for adults only. And also we had the computer, which was I had it in my dining room so that there was always one of us going by seeing what that he was looking at. Good morning, Purple. How are you? So yeah, he was never left alone with the computer. And then afterwards, I would always check through to see what he was looking at. It's the tags they put on the websites or pictures. Yeah, it's scary. So you never know. Even my husband was shocked one day. And it was on YouTube. He was looking at stuff on YouTube, games and stuff, other things like that. And I forgot what happened. Something happened and I heard him holler. And this video come up and it had to do with adult people doing things with animals. And he was like, "Oh shit." And I'm like, "What?" And yeah, that's as far as I'm going to go into it. But he goes, "Look at this." He says, you can't say, the F word or you get in trouble. And I go, and here this woman's doing these inappropriate things, online, and that's okay. I know, blew my mind. We turned it in. Nothing was done. They said that it didn't violate their, what you call it, whatever the hell they call it. I forget. And I think, you got to be kidding me. It didn't violate their standards. That's what they said. I go, and then I wrote back to him and said, "Well, what the hell kind of standards do you have that you would allow this kind of video to be on here? That if somebody didn't put any kind of restrictions on their computer, their kids could see something like that. Then you've got to explain that." I got my son to disable pop-ups on my phone and block nosy says, yeah, you got to. I have all of, that stuff like on my phone and on all our computers to block stuff like that. But they're smart. They find ways around it. And here you think you're all right. And then the next thing you know, you've got some kind of crap attached to your computer. And then all the sick stuff pops up. I think it was like last week. I was, I don't know, setting up probably for a show or something. And they kept, they have the little windows, like in, it was on Facebook. All these little windows there, like it shows like little short reels or whatever. And it's the story section. And I kept saying old pictures, but it was naked women, I'm thinking, why am I getting these pictures? So yeah, I had to block that and then report it. I said, because I'm tired of looking at this. It's popping up on the stories thing. That's got nothing to do with old-fashioned pictures. I have a super box, which is like a stream box that has a bunch of live TV. I was watching My name is Earl, and one of the episodes was just straight porn. What? Oh, man. Wow. See, that's what I'm saying. It's just, yeah. Here you think they're watching something that's, a family television show, and the filth pops up. Like car manuals and cascade of windows. Yeah, you gotta go into this, you gotta make sure the settings are all set up, because they do. If you don't, they weasel their way in. And see, I mostly watch stuff on YouTube all the time. I mean, of course, I'm always going over, videos and stuff like that, so I could book guests for the shows. But then there's other things, old television shows I like to watch. And we gave up regular cable a long time ago, because it's the same crap. And like you said, this kind of crap pops up. You don't want to watch that stuff. Unfortunately, that's the kind of garbage that sells. We've got the world's loaded with a bunch of perverts. I mean, I knew a couple one time where they couldn't even have relations without watching porn first. I told myself, well, that's not a healthy relationship, you guys. I mean, come on. You need that kind of an inspiration? Well, that's just not right. And apparently they weren't doing it right if they had to get lessons from, from a pornographic video or whatever the hell it was they were watching. It's kind of sick, actually. Oh, good. You reported it immediately? Yeah. Because even though that most of the times they do their best to put up, restrictions, it slips through their fingers too. It's just the way that the crap works. Good morning, Steph. How are you? Don't get me wrong. I'm an adult and I like sexy time, but not as a family activity. I totally agree with you, because, I'm not a prude either. It's just that, there's a time and a place for certain things, and it's not, family time. uh, I walked in at another prime subject. Yes, you did. And it's the thing is sad, and it's all right there in our faces all the time. I mean, I remember when we were kids, you'd go to like a drugstore and all the magazines and stuff were there, but like, the Playboys and the penthouses all had the brown paper over them, and they were just in a special section. Everybody knew what that was. Now this stuff's just right there. It's right there in your face. Oh, but wait, I might want in now. Yeah. I really don't care what consenting adults want to watch. It's legal. I don't want it swapping my computer phone. I agree. You want to be able to, go through your computer and look at stuff. If there's something you're looking up, then fine, knock yourselves out. Hey, but don't have it just pop right up in your face and you're not even looking for that garbage. I think it's kind of like, when you go shopping and they change up the aisles in the store to make people search for what they're looking for. But then as they're searching, they find something else and they buy it because, oh, whoa, this is kind of nice. I'll get it. Maybe that's kind of like the same thing. Like when you're online, you're searching for one thing, but then, that kind of crap pops up, like, oh, well, let me look into this. And maybe they could be, maybe their train of thought. I don't know. Well, this conversation started with something going down somewhere, and it just sort of went downhill after that. Yeah. What gets me is how they push sex on such young kids now. That drives me insane. Yes. Yeah, I 100% agree. It's they're teaching good morning, Mystic, how are you? Uh, Teaching stuff like this to kids that are 6 years old. Excuse me, that's nobody's place, but the parents' place decides when their children are taught about these adult topics. Same thing with their forcing, I have nothing against the gay community, so don't beat me up. Or the trans community is nothing, hey, if that's your thing, good for you. Don't push it on our children. It's the parents' responsibility to explain these lifestyles, the way that these people live. You explain it. It's not up to the school. I think that is totally wrong, because then the kids are confused anyway. I had to pop up at work when I was looking up a software problem. It was an animated GIF of a pissing cat. Oh, geez. You see what I mean? Pop-up leads 98. Yeah, all the viruses. Yep. I don't click on anything that I don't know. And I have it set up, like, at least, especially on my phone. It scans it first and checks it and lets me know it's safe to open. I firmly believe that parents should introduce something like the LGBTQ to children on their own personal private space, not in a classroom. I agree. I totally agree. That is up to the parents to decide when their children are ready to understand it, because it's confusing to adults. So, how do they expect 5, 6 years old kids to understand? They don't. You could explain it, but ask the parents' permission. When they're older, when they're older, I don't. Yeah. Um. Yes. Yeah. It's true. They will experience children that have gay parents, and like I said, I have no issues with that. But then, as when the child comes to the parent and says, I don't understand. So and so's got 2 moms or 2 dads, and then you sit down and you say, okay, well, this is how this works. Um, and then you could explain it how you want it explained to your child. I don't know, because you might not agree with the way that the school is teaching it. So yeah, we learned basic sex ed in school, and that was the end of the story. Right? That's what we learned. Drag race is a family event for us. We love it. We had convos about what this is, and the kids have always understood and been accepted of others that are different. Yeah, that's great. I've got several family members that are in the communities, but even then, their kids growing up, they waited and explained in their own way. Um, Instead of, I just don't think the schools should do it. I believe they need to realize it's not the school's child, it's the parent's child. Yeah. I miss the good old days when things were not so in your face and people still had some manners. Yeah, me too. And I do have that issue where it's being shoved down people's throats. Don't do that. Because if the tables were turned and we were shoving our lifestyles down their throats, they would be furious. And it's being forced. Don't force. People will accept in their own time, as long as it's done in a correct way. Like I have a lot of, like I said, I have several family members that are gay, and they, it was normal for. I mean, they didn't realize they were gay till they were older, but then we always knew, because we knew about they acted, and the way they presented themselves, and they were just more comfortable with, like, I have a cousin, is a man, and he was more comfortable always with the women and the girls. And so we knew growing up, okay, well, he's gay. He just hasn't realized it yet, but we did. um, but yeah, I think, mom and dad should be the ones to deal with the details. I have an issue with them asking children in the classroom, "Do you think you're gay? This is how you give." Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah. They did that in school. Oh, yeah. No, 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 no. That's a big no, no. You don't teach children that. And these are kids under grades 12. Wow. Mark says he prefers the good old days when I didn't have to adult. Yes, adulting could be very, very taxing, but you take it a day at a time. I guess we need to find a balance. They do, and even like the extremes, because I see a lot of this stuff online. I watch a lot of these videos where they have chat shows and they have both sides on. And some of these people are just too extreme. There's no need for it. You don't need to be shoving it down people's throats. Be patient, and people will understand. I think people become more defensive when you're forced. I think it's wrong to shelter your child from everything because they will experience this in their lives, but you need to do it at the child's level. Each child is different. You're right. You're right. Because as soon as they leave the house, they're going to see things, and then you explain it as it comes up. I believe they should have a classroom for parents and have meetings and say that we have this kind of couple in our community. How would you like to approach this? That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Laura, where are you getting this information? Which information are you referring to, Mystic? Yeah, no. Well, my son's out of the house now on his own, so yeah, I don't have don't have to worry about it. I was having this conversation with a friend last night. We both are pretty much for the school letting parents deal with it. The problem is the parents don't. That's true. A lot of parents are, you know why? Because they don't know. See, like Steph's idea is a great idea. Maybe parents need to take a class and get information from people in the community. Because even people that are in that community have to explain it to their children. So I had a niece who a while back wasn't sure if she was gay. And I says, well, you know what? The best person to ask is your Aunt Stephanie, who is gay. I says, so you ask her. If you're confused, who better to ask? Because they've already been through that. They've already experienced it. I have to head off to beard trim. Have a great day. You too, Stu. You have a great day. Take care of that beard. Oh, you're trying to determine what we're discussing. We're just discussing about the schools right at the moment, the school's role in teaching our children about the gay community, trans community, and how we think that it's, they're too little at, 5, 6 years old. They're lucky they just, learn how to tie their shoes. It's hard for them to comprehend such a huge subject, and how we think it's up to the parents to teach their children about these things, not the school. I think the digital area has really changed our collective habits. It certainly seems not always for the good. Yeah, like I said, it's technology is either, a blessing or a curse. It's both sides of the coin. I mean, little kids are going to ask, why do they have two mommies? Yeah. Why do they have two daddies? I think maybe the school needs to prepare parents if it's already isn't addressed in that family dynamic. Yeah, exactly. I agree. Because my son had that question when he was younger, and I sat down with him and I explained it to him. Not all families are the same. And some families do have two mommies and two daddies, so that's okay. But how do you know what's being done in classrooms? Well, see, that's the problem is that, when the kid comes home and says, well, hey, mom, I learned how to, perform oral sex, or I learned how this or this or this. And you're like, what? And yeah, the problem is, another problem is when we were growing up, things like this weren't that advanced. So we were kind of like blanketed, because this has been going on since the beginning of time. But it was more in the closet back in the day when we were growing up. Now it's right in your face. It's right in everybody's face. And so now it makes it harder for, I think, people of our generation to figure out how to explain it to our kids without being offensive or making it appear like it's a bad thing. It's difficult. So you got to choose your words wisely. But how do you, let's see. I know it is a commonplace, but there are other issues that are being pushed in these teaching are pushing that I have an issue with. Is empty to the pot, to the coffee. Oh no, refill. I'm a bit of an old-fashioned thinker about children under 16 making decisions about parents. Yeah, no. I'd say 18, not 16. Because 16, they still don't know what the hell they're doing. 16, nobody knew what they're doing at 16. You think you do, but you don't. And I agree. Yeah, being things being pushed on our kids before they're ready, I don't agree with also. And that's a big thing, like in the transgender community, where they, they're pushing it. Well, if you think you are, then we'll help you. No, that's up to the parents to take care of those problems. Or I shouldn't say problems, wrong word. They need to discuss it with their child. I don't think they should be allowed to transition until they're fully grown. Because there's been a lot of cases out there where they've been allowed to do it and they're too young. And then when they get older, they're like, oops, I made a mistake. So yeah, it's difficult. It really is. Did this happen to your kids or grandkids? Unfortunately, mainstream news has propaganda on both sides of the issue. Yeah, well, like I said, I have family members that are in the gay community, and it's difficult to explain to other kids. Well, just like teaching children about disabled people and appropriate reactions, just handling these things is in a racial manner. Yeah, true. 16 is the legal age, unfortunately. Yeah, I know. Doesn't it kill you? It's a legal age, but they can't grab a beer. But they can make major medical decisions about, their bodies. Like I said, and then when they hit 30 years old, they might say, well, crap, I screwed up. So, I think they allow it too young. That happened with the young girl, Jazz, I think is her name, correct? They let her transition into a girl. And now that she's older, she's not happy at all. She's sickly, unhappy, and I think because they just should have waited. They should have waited. If this is truly who you believe that you are, then waiting shouldn't be an issue. just to make sure, because I mean, once you've done it, you've done it. Do you know what the conditions are in the US to actually change gender? It's a very legal process. Yes, it is. It is. And I know there's a lot that they have to go through, legally, medically. Uh, but it's still, I don't think at 16, I mean, if they want to live as the opposite sex, that's fine. But having things removed, no, I think it should wait until they become an older adult to make sure that this is their choice that they'll have to live with. I mean, I just watched a friend's daughter's son go through this as a teen. Yeah, it's hard. It really is hard. And it's heartbreaking to see them go through this struggle. It really is, because there's a confusion there. Even though they people say no, it's not. No, they're confused, and it's the pressures from the outside world and in their family, and so and hopefully they all have understanding parents, and a lot of them don't. If it's something that your child truly believes, then you support them. But like I said, as far as the medical aspect, I would encourage them, just wait. Make sure this is truly who you are, truly what you want to do, and then you give them the support they need, because there's no turning back. Yes, yeah. And I did see a documentary where a person they lived as a woman for years. And then when they finally did commit to the surgery, now the person's in their 50s, I believe, 50s or 60s. And he regrets it. He said it was a mistake. So see, he waited all of that time still. And then later on regretted becoming a woman. So, but what do you do? Now it is what it is. They should be in counseling for start with one way or another. Yeah, automatically, yes. I have a close friend that's gone through this. Yeah. So yeah, you understand. The counseling and the mental health is very, very important. You will have this occasionally. Yeah. So that's why it's so important to take it slow and make sure that it's really, really what you want. Because usually, as time goes by, after a while, they realize, yep, no, that's not what I want. So thank goodness I didn't have that surgery. Me too. Me too. Several as adults and as a child. That was only 17. Yeah. It's just too young. And I get it. You know what? You guys remember when you were 16, 17? You just, you didn't know where you're going or what you were doing. You were in that moment. And, so, and you will have this unconditional, occasionally. Yeah. And you feel so bad for these people because they are struggling with who they really believe that they are. Coffee's smelling good, huh? That's great. We have to, and it's our part too, as part of society, to help the best that way we can. Unfortunately, a lot of people judge, a lot of people hate. And it's so difficult, and not just for the kids. It's difficult for the families as well, because they're suffering just as much as their child is, and they're confused as much as their child is, because a lot of people don't understand why they feel that way. Um, I just like, well, like I don't have any friends that are drag queens. There's an example. I don't understand it. They still, are a male, but they dress and live as a drag queen. And perform if they're in the arts, they perform in this way. I get it. And some of them, yes, good Lord, they should have been born women because they're gorgeous. But I don't get it that they're presenting themselves as a woman, but but they're still having sex with men as a male. I don't know. Do you guys get what I'm trying to get across? I don't know. It's just confusing. And I've always wanted to question a drag queen, why this, and this? Explain it to me so I could understand better. A girl, you need a drag queen friend. Yeah, I know. I just, I don't, all the people that I know that are friends that are gay aren't drag queens. So I don't, but maybe they could help out. I know. I never asked. This is such a tough subject. There are many sides to it, depending on many factors. We could just be happy when others are happy. Yeah, it's true, but it's confusing, and it's human nature to be confused. Uh, but I'm glad you understand what I'm saying, Steph. I don't know. I'm just confused about certain things. So I just got to find myself a drag queen friend so I can say, hey, enlighten me. So I know where you guys are coming from. How's it going, V team? How are you this morning? Normally, yeah, and that's what I believe too. A death wish is that, yeah, it's, uh, you do what you do, in your own house is, and I truly believe this, what you do in your own house, your own lifestyle is your business. It doesn't affect me at all. But then when you see it out in the streets, paraded in the streets, and again, it's being forced upon you. I want to understand it. So there's no, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Good morning, Parasol. How are you? Oh, they would be good, Mystic, because yeah, like I said, I don't know. Like I said, I understand, because I said gay and lesbian people in my family, and I have friends that are gay and lesbian. It's just the drag queen thing I don't get. I just don't get it. There's just a confusion there. So I see one of my best friends when I was young was gay, and she really helped me through some hard times. I knew she was gay, but she wasn't in your face about it. You know what? The majority of the community doesn't do with a lot of these, uh, uh I want to say, dramatic people do, because they've even said a lot of the stuff they're doing is ridiculous. Just live your life. What goes on in your bedroom is nobody's business but your own. It doesn't have to be out there for everybody to see. I don't understand. They say that they actually think that they're causing more harm by doing what they do than good. A lot of people bitch, oh, well, we can't get married in the Catholic Church. So go get married somewhere else. Go to another church. Go to a minister. Um, you know, I'm a licensed minister. I'll marry you. It's not for me to judge who you're marrying. And I just the fight that they're fighting is, it's not going to happen. So just go somewhere else. Let's see. You will find they all have unique reasons for what they do. Yeah, probably. Like I said, some of them should have been born women because they're gorgeous. It's amazing. And you can learn some great makeup tips. But it's just the confusing part is on the other end. I don't know. It's so maybe someday the answers I'll get them. Believe it or not, I grew up with a friend who had an older brother who did drag nights at a bar. And a lot of his answers was, it's just the way I am. And I love him to death. Oh, okay. Just the way he is. Good enough. Oh, unfortunately, he passed. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you would judge if they were trying to marry a goat. Oh, yeah, because I do an interview process that they have to go through, and if the goat can't answer in English, it's a no-go. One of my firm rules is, when I do, weddings, you do have to sit down with me and have a meeting. And I have a bunch of questions that I ask the couple, and I observe their body language and also their answers, and then I decide whether or not I think they are ready for marriage. Because if I don't think that someone's ready for marriage, I won't perform the ceremony. I don't do it just okay because they're going to pay me. No, I want to make sure that you're doing it because you plan on being together till death do you part. And that's just one of my rules. It's a form of art. Drag queens mostly like to get in touch with that feminine side that is in them. They get to perform as iconic women that inspire them and feel free to express their spirit. Oh, that's a good way to put it. Okay. No goats, toasters. Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. They can't marry their cars or their blow up girlfriends or boyfriends. Sorry. No airfield people. And I do understand that, yes, they're very artistic. They're very flamboyant. They're very creative. But are they living as a woman or as a gay man? I just, like I said, it's confusing. But you know what? It's not the end of my world. I don't know. I just say, yeah, okay, that's whatever. Like RuPaul, love him, makes a beautiful woman. So yeah, it is what he does, and that's what he does. It's his job. I get it. Um, I know he only does it now when he's performing. He doesn't dress up all the time like he did when he was younger. So I don't know. Maybe it's a lot of them just have to get their years in to decide if that's going to be their art or if it's going to be who they are. Uh, as I don't know. See, like I'm saying, how do you word it without sounding like an idiot? Oh, thank you, Pam. Oh, yeah, no, I make them because I always tell everybody we have a meeting, actually a couple of meetings, and I do ask them questions. And if I find something that I is a little concerning as far as answers go, then yeah, I won't perform the ceremony. There's too many people that get divorced nowadays. Two people rush into marriage, and they're young. Um, and that's the problem too. I think they're too young. Well, there are straight drag queens, gay, trans. It's all over the board. Art is for everyone. Yeah, yeah, that's true. It is. I mean, how do you know it's not just a phase? Well, I don't. I guess we won't know, but they will. I remember when we were growing, or like when my son was little, and my son played with Barbie dolls and stuff, and I'd have people say, "Oh, you let him play with dolls?" I'm like, "Well, yeah. What the hell's the harm in that?" Well, aren't you gonna afraid he's gonna grow up gay? No. See what I'm saying? The stereotyping. Just because he played with dolls doesn't mean he's gonna be gay. He's just playing with dolls. Of course, he used to rip the heads off, but I mean, that's the kind of thing that we got to get rid of because that's just ridiculous. At least we can openly talk about this stuff now. 40 years ago, not so much. Oh, not at all. Not at all. Same thing with interracial couples. That was just like a big no-no. And I did end up having an argument with somebody about that, where it was a girl. I was friends with this girl in school, and her older sister was totally against it. And I told her, I said, why? How do you know? You fall in love with who you fall in love with. It doesn't make a difference what color their skin is. And oh yeah, she was just furious because I said that. I'm thinking to myself, what the hell's wrong with you? You know, you can't, you don't, you fall in love with somebody. It happens. Hello, hello. Paul, how's it going? Beardo collects dolls. Yeah, see? He collects dolls, and yeah, I highly doubt that he's a closet gay man. So my grandson will play dress up with his sisters and then switch it up and play with dinosaurs. Yeah, see what I'm saying? I know my son was total boy. What's really funny is because even when he was a baby in his walker, he'd sit in front of the TV and he would I had the soap operas on. And every time a girl was on the screen, he was all smiles and he would bat his eyelashes. And then when a guy would come on the screen, he'd get a frown. It was the funniest thing ever. Hello, hello, sir. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm making coffee.
Oh, he's making coffee. Welcome to the show, Sir Bill.
I appreciate it. Sorry, I just got up.
It sounds like it.
It was another late night.
Doing all that editing stuff.
Yeah, I was actually setting up my new computer and setting up more like music studio stuff. So I
Ah,
didn't get to bed till like 3.
oh God, Bill.
Yeah, our schedules don't really mesh that well, Laura.
Well, no, I'm not staying up that late, even though you're not for nothing. Hi, Jay, welcome. I was up late. I could not go to sleep. And I was like, oh God, this is not good. I
Oh,
was
geez.
I was actually mad. I'm thinking, oh God, every hour. I just kept looking at the clock. I'm thinking, oh God, oh God. I need to go to bed. And I kept just laying there and I kept tossing and turning and getting up and tossing and turning. I says, it figures I'm going to be doing a show at 9:00 in the morning. I'm going to be half dead.
Yeah, that's why when you said that, I was like, oh man, I just know I'm not gonna be able to make it. But I figured, you know what? I got my phone, so I can use my phone and make coffee while I'm talking to you. And
Yeah, see?
yeah, I was
That's
like, I
all.
use my phone for live show. Why can't I use my phone to talk to Laura and talk to the gang? And
That's right.
yeah, so if you guys
Hey,
hear noises and stuff, I'm gonna like whistle while I work. So
okay.
yeah,
Good morning, Mariah. How are you? Did you get the picture of the book that I sent you, Mariah? The apothecary book there. I'm telling you, it's got some interesting stuff in that book.
why don't you just
Whoa.
send Mariah the book? Jeez,
No,
you sending her a picture of the book?
but I just got the book.
Oh, okay. It's like
I've been
that's
waiting.
lame.
I've been waiting for months to get that book. I finally got it. Okay, she got it.
Okay.
Definitely a good buy. It's got in there every detail about each plant and what it does. A section in there for seniors and what they should do, and the plants and herbs that they should consume, and what it helps with, like with arthritis and high blood sugar, high blood pressure. I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then it gives you a ton of There's 300 recipes.
Oh,
That
I have that book too. Actually, one similar to it. I know what you're talking about. Yep.
So I'm gonna start digging through the cupboard and see what I got, and make up some of that stuff and see how. Because I'm tired of you go to the doctor, you're looking for help, and you get pills. So yeah, I think it's best now that I just start doing my own thing, and see how it works. I'm excited to play around with it. Steph says I'm working, so I'm trying to jump in when I can. That's okay. Don't get busted.
Sorry,
Sage
guys.
Sage is enjoying her coffee.
Yeah, I'm just seeing everybody's saying stuff. I'm just noticing that now. Sorry about that. I just opened up the comments. I'm new on the phone part. Usually I'm on a computer, so
Right.
I'm just seeing everybody that's here. So hello to everybody.
Actually, if
So
it doesn't rain later, George discovered two old cemeteries on his way home from work yesterday. And if it's dry later, I'm going to take a shot up there and try to do live on my phone. I've never done that on YouTube, so hopefully it works if there's a signal. So
is
that,
it supposed to rain later?
according to my phone this morning, we were supposed to get thunderstorms later, so it might be a moot point, but
Ah,
I'm hoping it stays dry because I'm curious. Mariah says I got that one book that was everywhere on social media. The book for Zax. It's pretty cool. Oh, okay. Well, I did see. Well, what it was is coming. My aunt. I have an aunt who's done this for a few years, and then I started seeing these other books pop up. But then I found this one. Like I said, it had over like 300 recipes. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna get this one because they had more recipes in it. But I was really amazed at, like I said, total detail and pictures of the plants, and even tells you how to plant them and take care of them, so you have them in your own garden. And then what you do, how you use it, what you mix it with. It's a really detailed book, so I'm going to be digging through and see what I can find. So how do you know the book's remedies are safe? Good question.
because they're
Well,
because the Native Americans have basically done these before we got here. Um, they're all Native American, like tribal stuff. Pretty much
right.
the American
And it's old world remedies that they used years and years ago, and they did work.
Yep, and so yeah, like as far as like anything being poisonous or anything like that, it's all and modern medicines come from plants pretty much. So that's really like how big pharma is getting their things anyway,
Right.
and then they're just putting it in pill form with now fillers.
And that's usually what everybody's allergic to.
Yeah, so yeah, I have the book. What is it? I have it in hard copy form. You can get like the one online, which I have that one too, but I prefer books. It's called the Lost Ways. I have that one. That one's really cool.
Right.
And where if you basically you run things over with your lawnmower that are things that you could use for making serums and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
now ask me if I've done them. Yeah, I haven't, but pretty much the book is in case I don't want to say like apocalyptic things. It's not, but it's in case you want to try these things out. And I just haven't yet, but
Well, even like you and your own family, Michelle has a lot of medical issues. She's got to be careful what she eats.
yeah.
And so she must have to be careful with medications as well. So going the more natural route would probably be a better, suited for her. As long as she's not allergic to those, plants and herbs and stuff like that. Pam says, yes, I have a number of books that have conflicting information. What I would do then, get online and research it.
Yeah.
Research between where the conflict is, and then see what you come up with. I'm just concerned because it's so much easier to self publish now. Oh yeah. I forget. Oh God, it's all the way in the kitchen. The book, I would get it, and I don't remember who published this book, but apparently it's really popular. And I naturally I would research it anyway because of my allergy issues. I don't want to be taking something from the lawn and then next thing you know I blow up like a balloon.
Right.
And
That wouldn't be
I'm
good.
used to eating like, because I have my own mint in the yard. We eat dandelions, stuff like that. Grape leaves grow in my yard. I eat all of that. So I think I just figure going the more natural route might be the best best route for me at this point because I'm just so sick of tired of the pills and the allergies and the. So yeah, even though it's in the book, yeah, if you're in doubt, always research. Yeah, see, Mariah says, yeah, she researches everything, and yeah, just in case.
Hey, Laura,
Hey, Bill.
just real quick, I'm gonna give a shout out because I really haven't yet because I pretty much just came in late, and then I just I opened up the chat and I feel bad because people have said hello to me and I haven't really said hello. So you mind?
Okay, no, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say just hi to Steph, Mystic Bema. Um, yeah, Occult Life said hello. Everybody said hello, but I like kind of like I don't like the blanket statement. Like it's like so impersonal.
Yeah, everybody's important, so you have to say hello.
Yeah, Purple Ronnie. I think Pam said hello too. It doesn't matter. I just want to say hello anyway. Sage Rat, of course. Um, Going through, I think that's everybody.
Hello, Wayne. Welcome, sir.
Anyway, you guys, yes, I just. Oh, Wayne's here. Hey, how you
Yeah,
doing,
he
Wayne?
just popped in.
Oh,
Uh,
PNC, yes. Good to see you. And that's it. Thank you. Just wanted to
okay,
say hi to everybody.
not a problem. Let's see. Oh, Mystic wants to know: Am I planning on going off the medicines? Mystic, for my fibro, I don't take anything because everything that they have for fibromyalgia, I'm allergic to. So I just suffer with the pain. So if I can get something that is natural and it can help me ease some of my pain, that would be brilliant. And if I can, I have a couple of medicines that I do take for other issues. If I could get to the point where a natural remedy would work better, then yeah, we get off the medication. Because you always worry about what effect it has on your liver and your kidneys. And everything you say, oh, well, we got to do the blood test. We got to check your kidney functions. Well, then why are you giving me this stuff if it's going to affect another organ, So it's just, yeah. Oh, this is the one I wanted. I'm a big into natural, though. If I can't take care of it naturally, then I turn to Western, of course. Yeah, it's so much better. Have you tried turmeric and CBD for pain? I haven't, Mariah. Um, I did use. There was like an oil vape pen thing that my sister got for me. It really doesn't do shit. It just makes me tired and I cough.
Yeah, I
So,
I did. I tried a gummy and it didn't do anything for me. I did try turmeric. And I don't know. It really didn't really do anything for me.
I mean, maybe you have to wait till it builds up in your system. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, even the Cymbalta, I can't take it. I can't take anything. All of it is just, the minute I take it, I'm in the emergency room.
I don't. Yeah, and I don't want to be a marijuana head. So
So, well, I questioned my doctor about that, the rheumatologist, about using the oils and all of this. And she pretty much told me it's different for each person. She goes, give it a try. She goes, it's not like, smoking regular marijuana. It doesn't have that same effect. Um, so she says that, it's worth a try, but I haven't tried it yet.
yeah.
Let's see. One of the things you might try raw is BioFreeze. I use it on sore areas and it has a lot of natural ingredients. It's topical, but it's nice. I do have this cream that they gave me as prescription. To be honest, I haven't used it in a long time. I forgot the name of it, but it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. But you do need to be careful combining prescriptions and natural products. Yeah. Right now, like I said, I don't take anything for the pain. I just suck it up and do a lot of crying when it's really bad. But yeah, I just after a while, when you've lived with it for almost 30 years, you get to the part where you're like, I've had enough. I just have enough. And I'm just gonna suck it up and just move along. Uh, but you have to build it up. But if you use roll-on oils like I do with the CBD, that seems to work a lot. But I know you can't roll your whole body. I would have to dip my whole body. Yeah. Like last night when I had the show with Ryan, I don't know if you guys were noticing, I kept fidgeting a lot and I kept pushing on my shoulder joints and stuff. I was on fire and I was getting stabbing pains in my joints and I was trying not to show it. Um, excuse me. Dry throat. Yeah, I would use high doses of tinctures with CBD, and some are way better than others. And the bombs too, but the bomb with the THC doesn't make you high. A CBD THC bomb, it works well if you get the right one. Yeah, that's what I heard. So it's all sage. I'm so sorry. Yeah, some days it's just, and when it's a really bad flare and I'm just in bed and I just want somebody to kill me, that's, I just always tell my husband, just put me down. Well, yeah, I've had enough and it passes, but there's just some days you just can't do it.
When I do my live shows and when I act a fool, I pay for it.
Oh, I'm sure you do. That's what I was thinking the other night when you were dancing around the fire thing that you did, and then you went for the walk, and I'm thinking, oh, he's gonna pay for that in the
Oh my
morning.
God, Laura, excuse me. Sorry. When excuse me, sorry, you guys. That's what happens in the morning. But
Cough it up.
yeah, I do my best to make sure that it's all about entertainment, and well, for me, like I want people to enjoy themselves and stuff, and I don't want any like negativity, and I just want people to go in and be able to talk and chat amongst themselves, and also sort of watch television and be entertained at the same time. So, um, you got to do something because I find myself not in particularly entertaining. So at the same time, it's like, okay, well, what are you gonna do? I, I I put myself like I have to amp it up. I know there's no such thing as 200%, but that's like half of really how I act when I listen to metal. So like I amp it up to like another percent, another 100%. But I really do feel that way with that kind of music. And then so I'm like, all right, I'm going to show these guys how I really feel about this music. So, but when I do at night afterward, the next day, I'm like, oh my God, I feel so horrible. I feel like the way I used to when I drank,
Oh,
like
geez.
from a
Yep.
hangover.
Ye
Like that's the way I felt like I have a hangover.
Oh,
But
jeez.
yeah, but like I feel exhausted the whole day, and then I'm like, if I'm gonna do another live, I feel like then I got to do it all over again. But um I don't mind it because I enjoy it, but I'm like, oh, here we go again. So yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's a stupid way to feel or stupid. It's a stupid problem to have.
Well, see the things that we go through for our craft.
Yeah, exactly. I like that, Laura. The craft.
The craft.
I like that.
And I did see that Purple Ronius. I will post a picture of the book in the Discord so that you could see. And no, Steph, I've never looked into that. I'll have to check it out. I don't know. Like I said, that's the thing is I'm so afraid to take something new because the minute I take it, I stand and I wait. And I think to myself, okay, it's gonna start pretty soon in my face and then in my throat, and then take me to the hospital. So I always have an endless supply of allergy medication on hand. Goodbye, Mystic. Thanks for hanging out with us. I appreciate it.
Um, yeah, and let me Wayne, what Wayne said, dude. Sometimes I forget you're 5 hours ahead.
Yes.
Well, I don't forget, but it's like, yeah, dude, you have every right not to be there because I pretty much go on late because the way I figure is everybody's out of work. And actually, like, I'm a night owl. I just prefer nights, and it just fire looks better at night.
Yeah.
And that only is happenstance because I live in the country. We just kind of burn cardboard. We have like burn barrels and stuff. And I was like,
Oh
all right,
yeah.
well, while I'm out here, I'll just do this. And people just kind of like that. But yeah, Wayne, no worries, dude. Eh, Um, this week, or I mean Friday, I'm gonna go on, and I want to be there for Carla tomorrow. I think she's having a live, so I want to. Or no, wait, today.
Is it? Yeah,
Yeah, she's
today's
having a live.
Thursday.
Huh?
Yep.
Yep, today.
Yeah.
So I want to be there for her today. So I wasn't going on today. But tomorrow night, I plan on going on because we're putting the box on, and Dennis is going to be there. So we're going to have a live with Dennis. So
Yeah, Dennis.
yeah. So yeah, dude. So no worries, man. I appreciate it though.
No, Pam, I'm not allergic to silver jewelry. So I actually prefer silver compared to gold. So maybe that's a good thing. Silver is an antiseptic, so is honey. Yeah, and I take honey. I always eat local honey because that's supposed to help with your allergies.
Thanks, Wayne. Love you too, brother.
So let's see. Yeah, sleeping pattern is all over the place. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because we've been missing Wayne in our lives. But I figure, yeah, he's either sleeping or something's going on with the family. In medieval times, they used to have silver dishes because of its ability as an anesthetic. Oh, really? I never thought about that. That's true. It was silver.
And I got a bunch of trolls in my lives too.
Oh yeah, the one I had on there the other day. Well, hey, you've made it when you get the trolls.
Yeah, and you know what? My wife was talking to me about that. She's like, I could tell it kills your mood, and I'm like, yeah, a little bit when somebody calls me an idiot.
You just got to blow it off, Bill. Because I've been called names too. Look at the last one I had. They were saying I had anal warts. And
Laura,
I
God
burst
bless
out
you.
laugh. I burst out laughing because I just thought it was funny. And I'm thinking, what an asshole, but it's still funny.
Laura, I think I would, you know what? Like, I think like that we know is not true. But when when I'm working on a car and I know what I'm doing, and
Right.
somebody says, oh, he said I wasn't too bright.
Right. Well, that's why I timed him out because it was rude.
Oh, and by the way, just so you know, if you scroll up, I want to talk to you about that. If you on your phone or whatever, like, I mean, I don't know if you were on your phone or if you were on the computer, but just take them completely out. Don't
It
even.
wouldn't let me. It wouldn't let me. I was on the computer and I kept saying I had to time him out and thinking, why can't I block this guy? Because
Yeah,
normally I
I've
can
been
block them, and for some reason it wouldn't let me do it on that show.
I've had that problem too before. Um, but like, yeah, I don't get that, man. Like, why it
I
only
don't
allows you
either.
time out. Let's
Steph
see.
said just because she's short, stop calling her a troll. And then Sage said, Bill, I was a troll this morning, but then I had coffee and it went away. That's funny.
Steph, yeah. Steph says she's like 5'2", I think she said.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't know. I still think that's average.
What? No, average is like
5'2"?
5'7", I think.
Well, I'm 5'6".
You're more average, Laura.
I'm on a
Laura,
I
you're
always
pretty
want
tall, actually.
I'm 5'6" though. That's it. Well, 5'6" and a quarter. Don't forget that quarter inch because
So
I'm gonna start squeaking.
you would tower over Steph. I would
Well, yeah.
tower over Steph.
Well, my mom is 5'2", so I always wanted to be, at least 5'10", but that didn't happen. So I should have had to put me on the rack.
Yeah.
Steph says she goes, I can block on my phone. Yeah, I don't. I normally can. I can block them, and I was going to do that. And I'm thinking, why can't I block this guy?
Yeah.
They only gave me the timeout option. I'm thinking, oh, okay, I'll just keep timing them out.
Yeah, Steph. I was gonna say that too. If you scroll like upward, you can find the block option. But sometimes on the computer, it doesn't have that. It's odd.
Right.
You get
Yeah.
more options on the phone, but less. Then you get more options on the computer, but less.
All
It's
right.
odd.
Good morning, Tim. Welcome.
Yeah. Good morning, Tim.
No, I don't. I rather do my modding and operations on the computer because I got the bigger screen. You know, if I need to type, and on my phone when I type, it always comes out wrong because
Well,
it's just the
your
keypad's small and it's a big
well, your
pain in the.
thumbs don't work that well.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
And of course, lately I've been pissing my hands off because I've been doing a lot of sewing. So it's.
Yeah. I always know I'm going to get just a thumbs up from you because
Like
you don't want to.
type.
Yes.
And then when I just talk into the phone, it always says, "Hey, Bill, why don't you put my shoes on backwards?" You know, they kind of weird shit. And then
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
"What?"
See, Wayne, it's because YouTube on your computer is the website, so to speak. The YouTube on your phone is an app, and apps usually have more options. That's why. It's interesting, huh? How they engineer
Well,
that, but
but I know.
because you're going through your app on your phone, apps have crazy mad options.
Okay, because like I said, I always when I'm modding for somebody, I'm always on the computer
Yep.
so that I can monitor. I think I monitor better when I'm on the computer because then I can watch everything that's going on. And then if I need to, put on people's, page sites, I have to, be able to access that and put it in the chat. And doing that on the phone just really blows. So
That's a good idea. Did you see what Steph just said, Laura? She said, that's the thing though. I don't know who your friends are and aren't. So maybe if you have a code like, hey, you're new here. Nice to meet you. That's a good idea, Steph. Because whenever I say something, you're not sure if I already know them or something like that.
right, and then we don't know if you want us to give them the boot or not.
Yeah, and if they're breaking my chops or something, because I've had
Right,
that happen where I've timed somebody out on I think your show or somebody's show, and they were like, "Why did you do that? He was just breaking their chops." And
right,
I'm like,
yeah,
"Well, I don't freaking know. I don't tolerate that
exactly.
crap."
Well, that's
And I'm
why I'll
like,
always message you privately and say, "Bill, what do you want me to do?"
"Yeah,
Because I'm
good
not
idea.
sure.
Yeah, good idea." But I'm also the type where I'm like, "Hey guys, get rid of them," But like,
Right, that's all.
but yeah, but that's a good idea. I'm glad we're having this conversation because I was thinking after that show, I was like, man, I should talk to my mods, like send them a message. But this is a good idea. You're new here, but sometimes I don't catch everybody. But like,
Right.
if they do start something like Bob, hey Bob, you're new here. That's an interesting comment.
Right, right. So see, that's the you're too busy shaking your groove thing to pay attention to chat. So,
Y- Yeah, that's true.
so me and Steph are like, okay, do we get rid of this bozo or what are we supposed to do? But then when he started being rude and saying that you didn't know what you were doing, I think, oh, okay, this ain't nobody he knows. This guy's going.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a good idea. I'll start doing that. And I also I know I already said it to you and Steph. Like I super appreciate all the work that you guys did that night and for being there. So thank you.
Hurrah. Oh, welcome back, Mariah. Yeah, transferring files is very time consuming.
Yeah. You know what's cool too though? Like so my computer when I transfer files, like I built it so bulletproof that usually I have to like make proxy media or proxy files,
Right.
but which are like a compressed version, and then it takes like, oh geez, 40 minutes depending on how, like, because usually I have like big huge files and stuff, and it's like 3 hours worth of like stuff I need to compress. So then it'll take like 40 minutes to compress all of it,
Right.
but I haven't had to because the computer is built so well that like I can use the raw footage, which is awesome. So, but still transferring just onto the computer itself like takes a while.
Right. Now, see, yeah, Steph, same thing. Yeah, the way that you guys banter back and forth, but we know that you guys are joking around. But when you get somebody new in, you're like, oh, okay, is this, Bill's buddy that we don't know? But, usually you have Dennis and you got LB, so I know what's going on there. But then when somebody else comes in, okay, who is this person?
Yeah, and initially I try to keep it lighthearted if they're gonna like, change their minds if they want to keep being an a-hole. And I try not to let it bug me, but but sometimes I ignore it. Like I had one guy before we went on the 4-wheeler ride. I was starting the engine up and letting it idle and run or whatever, so warm up a little bit. And they just came in and said, "Guess what?" Like in caps. And I ignored it because I knew it was going to be like, "Oh, here we go."
Yeah.
And I ignored it. And then the next thing was I pooped my pants. And I just completely ignored it. And like they stayed away. They didn't come back or anything like that. And then I went on the 4-wheeler ride. Like I didn't
I think that person was on again the other night.
Were they? Did they?
I think so, because they made some kind of weird comment. I'm thinking, what? And then they disappeared. So I don't...
All right, yeah.
So if you see him, some smart ass.
If you see him again, so I just hide user from my channel. That's what I do, so they can never find me ever again.
Right. Steph says, I kind of like Pug Wudgie. You could call me Wudgie. Okay. That's it. Her name's Wudgie from now on.
Who has a cricket? You guys she can hear that.
It's at Bill's house.
I'm sitting in my
he feeds crickets in the morning.
I'm sitting in my recliner. That's hilarious.
You got the door, the sliding glass door open or no?
No, I sat down in my recliner and it's old and it's just it's hilarious. I wasn't even looking at the chat. I looked down at the first thing I see is, okay, who has the crickets? And I'm like, wait, what? And then I'm like, oh, it's my chair.
Well, that's because Mariah's looking for stuff to feed her lizard. She needs crickets. Send them in.
Let's see. Somebody put PP in the in Laura's.
Someone put PP on the live chat last night. Really? Okay.
Was that in yours, Laura?
Obviously, probably, yeah, because I was live last night.
Maybe it was from Ryan's side or something.
I didn't pay any attention.
I missed it. I was there for the whole thing. It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Well, maybe they were announcing that they had to go. I don't know. Like I said, if it's nothing that's like too bad, then I just, kind of chuckle to myself, like, yeah, whatever. The guys will take them out or whatever. But
Steph, did you read the part before that said, I have to go?
Oh, was it Megan? It could have been Megan. She was being funny.
Oh, yeah.
One of the lives. Oh, I think it was Kenny, she says. Okay.
Oh.
Beardo pretends he is a PP all the time, but we all know it's really a poo. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I know, like I said, I didn't know who was going to show up this morning because I didn't realize that Seg was going to pop up with a premiere of a video. I'm thinking, well, it is what it is.
I can't even see like how many people are here today.
We got about 14.
Really? Wow, nice.
14 wonderful people. Wayne said, missed last night, Laura, having a crime night with family, watching 48 Hours all night. Oh, yeah, I used to watch all that.
Yeah.
But that's inexcusable, Wayne.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so heartbroken. No, family comes first. You know that. Oh, hey, I got something to tell you this. I was talking with George last night, and we're talking about how,
it's hilarious.
Couples get on and do shows and stuff like this together. My husband is considering coming on one of the shows.
Oh, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Remember when the troll came on?
Right.
And you said that. And I said, he'll bring the show down. You said you thought I was talking about the trolls bring the show down. And I was just kidding that George will bring the show down.
Oh yeah, well, I'm saying get ready, get the earplugs ready.
Oh yeah.
He'll behave himself. And I told
Will
him
he?
I
Will
said
he
the beauty
censor himself?
to the best of his ability.
Oh my gosh.
But I told him, I said the beauty of it is he could just sit right at the computer that's in the dining room, and then I'll just set it all up. So this way we're not scrunched together here in the studio. The thing is, I don't know if that computer has a webcam. I'm not sure, but if not, I'll just have to hook one up for him.
Oh, I was going to say, don't you dare say he's not going to be on camera.
Yeah, no, he's going to be on.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah.
Good.
I was shocked. He goes, give me something to do. I'm like, really? I've been thinking about it. I go, okay. Let's see, last night I did a crime night. I nearly got caught. Oh, I was avoiding that darn helicopter for 2 hours. Mark. Were you dressed in camo and army crawling on the ground? Is that how you got away?
What happened there, Mariah?
I got a story for you. Something crazy happened the other night. What happened? My dragon is looking over now. Your chair really sounds like a cricket. Oh,
yeah, I'm trying to make it. I was trying to do.
Trying to make it squeak. Now. Yeah, to drive dragon nuts.
It's one heck of a microphone on this phone.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, thanks, Sage. Yeah, you guys. My husband's a hoot. He's a grump, but he's a hoot. So he might be kind of quiet. I don't know. I think it's amazing that he's agreeing. I just like what? I never expected that.
Only took almost 2 years.
I mean, it's like, oh, okay, that's cool. Did you have your swag bag, Mark? Okay, Paul wanted to know that. Okay, I don't know. Mariah, you going to share the story? What's the story?
She's probably typing it out.
Oh, okay.
So, Sage Rat, that's a good question.
Yes, he is.
I think we all are. Isn't there like part of us that still all are, even like?
I think you have to have that little bit of skeptic in you.
Yeah.
Because then otherwise you're like, oh yeah, that's real. Oh, that's real. Everything's real. No, you got to have that little bit in there. But he's had a lot of his own experiences as well.
Right. And so did I. So have I. And it's like you always in the back of your head are always like trying to make it logical, Right. And even though, say, even you, like you have had things whispered in your ear, but you're still like, no, come on. And even though you're like, no, dude, it is what it is, but you're still like, wait a minute, come on though.
What the hell was it? What, and
yeah, because your eyes are what helps you gauge reality.
Yeah.
And if you can't see what that was, how do you base it on anything factual? Like, so I think that's what where the lines become blurred, where skepticism interferes. So, we have our ears and all of our senses, but when your eyes start playing tricks on you, that's where you're like, whoa. So yeah, I think even though like as that when I talked about, and I won't get into it again, but like the bowl and like me throwing it down, and then the shadow person, and then the thing at the hospital, like there's still always that like, well, okay, here's what probably happened. But then there's the other side where no, I think that here's really what happened.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, like you said, like when I hear, when I've heard it, because I've had it like about 3 times in my life, something had said my name in my ear, and 2 times it was here in this house that we're in now, and I was the only one at home, and it was in my back hall. You've seen my back hall, Bill, and where I have the mirror on the wall there in the back hall. I got to that point, so it was midpoint of the hallway, and I heard my name, and I'm turning around to see if somebody was behind me, and I'm like, wait a minute, ain't nobody around. Exactly. So maybe it was Bill.
I think maybe they said Larry and you messed me
Yeah.
up. Larry.
Nobody
Larry.
ever whose name it was. It was said in my ear and in an empty house.
I think they said Larry, Curly, and Mo.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's messed up. Sure, it wasn't George.
No, nobody was home. I was the only one home.
He's going, Laura, I want you.
Everybody was Joseph was in school. Everybody was at work. And I was coming up from the basement. And I got up from doing laundry, and I turned the corner in the back hall, headed towards the door, and I heard my name. And I'm like, what the hell? I said, ain't nobody around here.
Oh wait. Okay, Mariah's telling us a story. Did you want to read it? She has part 1 up at 10:48.
Yeah. She says, okay, several parts. One part, we started watching The Nun, The Conjuring Universe while eating dinner. Then we paused so I could film the rest of my chocolate cake episode. Chocolate cake. Chocolate. No. And we watched the very end. Okay, now we're down to this. Part 2, I thought I was fine, but paranormal movies freak me out sometimes. So I was talking to my son's laundry. I was just taking
Yeah.
my son's laundry out of the dryer and to their room, and their room was inky black, pitch black. Wow. Okay, so I don't know if she's typing another part or if that's
Yeah, it's
it.
probably. I think because like the comment section only allows you so many characters. So
I appreciate that, Sage. Yeah, write your stories, send them in. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I did make the post for the magazine members only. Because people aren't sending stuff in, and I'm filling the pages myself. And I figured, well, then I'm going to just support the people that are supporting me, which are you guys, and you have access to the magazine. I don't know if that's the brightest choice that I've made, but I don't know. I just think it's fair that, if you guys are supporting me, then that's my gift to you is the magazine. If people start sending more stuff in and start helping me fill the magazine, then I'll open it back up to the whole thing. But I don't know. It's just I get a little disheartened because I wanted it to be a community magazine and everybody take part. And it started out that way, but then as time gone on, nobody was sending stuff in. So then I'm doing it all myself. So, and I'm not the whole community, it's see, Party, the thing is there should have been leak light illumination and lights from the LEDs displayed from the air conditioner, which was on, but no light. I got so freaked out that I had Zach go in. Oh.
Hmm.
So are you thinking that something was in there standing in front of the light?
Oh.
Okay, part 4, and then turned all the lights on. He confirmed the air conditioner, which was on, and the LED display was on. Interesting.
Oh, weird.
Interesting. But yes, Sage, I look forward to the stories. Please send them in. Like I said, stories, pictures, recipes, jokes, whatever, drawings. We'll take it all. Share it with everybody. Steph, maybe because it's summertime, Laura, and people might have been distracted doing summer things. I don't know. I'm just trying to maybe give an example. No, Steph, it's been going on for a while. At least the last 3 issues. It's 3, 4 issues. It's, I don't know. I get it. People get busy or they forget. But I mean, it's 120 pages and I got to fill it all and share it with everybody. And I just figured maybe they're just not interested. I don't know. And other people have magazine ideas and people are sending stuff into that person and not to me. So I don't know if they want to share it with 2. I don't know. So I just figured, well, this time around we'll make it members only and we'll see what we can do. If it changes, then I'll change it back. But I mean, I just didn't think it was fair, to people who are supporting me in the channel. they should have first rights to it. I'm not sure. I think it was just a trick of the mind, really. Uh, did Zach see the light before he switched on the lights? Good question. But I had him turn all the lights in the house on because I was so scared. Like I said, probably just a mind playing tricks because I just watched The Nun. Well, it could be. It could be. Sage, I might be slow, but I will definitely work on it for you. I'm dealing with some medical issues that make me travel 4 hours. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh no. No, whenever I don't expect, oh, you'll do it, you'll do it now. I mean, no, do it now. That's my best Arnold. But
Is that what that
whenever
was?
it was a kind of really lame Arnold.
It sounded like I thought it was Dracula.
It's too early for Arnold. Whenever you could send them in, guys, I really appreciate it.
Laura, what about what Steph said?
What?
Maybe cut it in half. Like, what about just so it's easier on you? Since, excuse me, since you're the one doing all the work,
Yeah,
what about 60?
I could do that, but then I don't know. Then I feel like I'm letting people down.
No, if it's members only and you've only got a certain amount of members, that's not letting them down. I mean, I don't know how many members you have, but before you were like doing it for the masses and you're like, I got to entertain everybody. But now if it's members only, now if you cut it down to 60, now it's half the work of half the year. So that would be like 60 more pages for 6 months. So that might
Yeah,
be a better goal. So you're not working as hard because now
right.
you're like working hard to do members only videos now. So you might think about that.
Yeah, that's true. Because it takes the whole month.
Mm-hmm.
I got to search for the stories. And then you got to edit, and then it's always trying to find new stuff and what goes on for that month. Always try to batch it what goes on in that month. And like this coming, I'm starting October's, so it's all going to be Halloweeny. So I
Well,
got.
yeah, Laura, exactly. Maybe for this one, because it's what you do, I, I don't know, maybe like lose the filler, lose what, or do it. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just saying, like,
Oh no, you're helping me out, which is great.
make less work on yourself. Do all the stories you want to do, but I think the Halloween one's going to be your most special one.
Because it's gonna be spooky, yeah.
Yeah, because it's what you love and what you like. But I think maybe after that, maybe just like what she said, maybe even 30 to 60. It doesn't always have to be like that number either. Like, oh, I have to get this many out.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm thinking, oh, I got 120 pages to fill.
No, I don't think you
I
need to
do
do
that
that.
all the time. I think, oh God, I got to find something to put in there.
No, I don't.
Any kind of stories, Mark. Any kind of stories, and it doesn't even have to be. It could be funny stories or just personal stories. And if you don't want your name put on it, just leave me a note. Don't put my name on it. It's whatever it is.
Only if it's like a diarrhea story, you have to put your name on it.
Yeah.
I was at the bus stop and I had to go.
And I shat myself.
Yeah, there is no anonymous on that. You have to tell
Right.
us who you are.
Yes, it is a lot of work, Sage, and thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. And see, that's my reward is that everybody, will send me a message. Oh, it was really good. I love this story. I love that story, and I love sharing people's stories. The best and scariest stories saved for Halloween. Yeah, and I love it because then I can decorate the whole page, and yeah, so it is really fun. I enjoy it. But it is stressful because you're like, oh God, I still got 50 more pages to go.
To get 120, you mean?
Yeah, but I'm not even started October's yet. That'll be later. I'll get on that later and start it up. And then I got to pick who I'm going to have on the cover. And then I got to get a cover story from them. Then I pick who's the mod for the month, videos for the month, all the specialty little pages that I put in there. I've got to reach out to these people or watch videos to pick, whatever one was the most entertaining or I thought people would figure entertaining or informative. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, and I'm not bitching at all, but it's when I started it as a community thing, and I wanted people to all take part in it so we all could claim it as our own and then get to learn about people through their stories and their experiences.
Yeah. I'll be right back, gang. My little doggy's looking at me like, when are you going to take me out to go potty?
Just pick him up, give him a boot. He'll be all right. No.
I said the word potty. He whipped his head
Yeah,
around at me like,
that's what Athena does too.
yeah.
Oh, purple. Okay, yeah, you didn't even know it. Yeah, it's just so recently. Yeah, it's every month. And how about a top 10 horror movies as selected by the chat? That would be great. Yeah. Well, I did post it in my posts on my page that and then I was gonna make an announcement last night and I forgot that you got this time around it's for members only and it's not just you like I'm doing it to suck people in to be members. That's not what it's about. I just think that seeing that the members are helping it and they're supporting me. I just thought that maybe and I had other people tell me that I should just probably make it for members, see that that's where I get my support. And maybe get them to want to see your spooky Halloween one. Yeah, I should put it out there. The Halloween one is fun to do. It really is. I have one story I would like to see if maybe you would read to the gang and I would like their input on it. Oh, yeah, I could do that too. Once you submit it and I put it in, I'll read it out loud online if you want. And like I said, if you don't want your name on it, because a lot of people are afraid of ridicule or being made fun of, I'll leave it anonymous. But I find that people are really interested in their personal experiences. It's they find it interesting, or they might have even shared the same experience. Pam said, Laura, I used to help with an Aquarium Society magazine, and it was different it's different every month. You got to look up everything, and I always try to find some really great places around the world that have haunted history or just a great history in itself. Just realized I had to pay my phone bill. I'll be right back. Ooh, hurry up before they shut you off. I'll call life. It's always a good idea to track stuff. Memories can alter too. Yeah, that's I agree. It might have been because you just watched the movie and you just got spooked. Yeah, different. And I was trying to keep up with the 120 page, limit. I wasn't going over that. But it's just seeing that I'm not getting many submissions. It's 120 pages that I could have filled. But I think maybe I should cut it down. But seeing that it's going to be a Halloween one that's coming up, so it'll probably fill up really quick. And like I said, I put in recipe ideas for parties and craft ideas, and then I do. I also put in there coloring pages so that the kids can have, you print them out and the kids can have the pages to color. Stuff like that, and just the spooky places, and then of course what's going on in the community. Like with the sale of the Warren house was in this last one, and then of course the rumor about maybe the Conjuring house being sold. Stuff like that. So it's trying to keep everybody informed, but also discovering places and experiences that they haven't heard of. The Christmas one is really fun too. And of course, then I get the centerfold there. Carla helps me with the centerfold. We always, pick somebody for that. And then you got Sexy Man and Sexy Gal. I do polls for those. Do you have a preferred size limit on articles? Nope. Right away. Do it as big as you want. Helps fill the pages. And maybe get them to want to see your spooky alley one. Yeah, it's I'll just probably have to make another mention about that at this time around it's for members. Oh, that's a good idea, Mariah. Yeah, small expert for the public, and then the whole thing for members. Like I said, I'm not doing it just for the membership thing. It's just that it's kind of like my return for you guys being members and supporting the channel. It's hard enough to get where we are on this YouTube thing, and and you always like, oh, gee, be a member. I don't want to be no beggar either, but it's yeah, I can't, afford to do what I do without you guys, so if you supporting the channel helps the channel. And it's with anybody else's channel, if we were members on somebody's channel or you're sending gifts, that support is important. Hello, Jonathan. How are you? Cool. It's kind of hard to keep up the community. So yeah, it is. That's why it's great when people send stuff in, because then you can get caught up on what's going on. You can't sit around all day and watch videos all day. Even though a lot of people do, I don't have time for that. So a lot of times I'm, team rewatch and or I'll remember too late. Like the other night when Mariah was live, I'm like, oh shit, and hurry up. And she was having issues anyway. So that bought me time to get my butt over there. But there's some I don't want to miss, and then some I have to rewatch. Good morning, Helena. How are you? Oh, Bill's back. The dog pulled him off.
Sorry. I don't know what that was all.
All right, I'll prepare the stories of the nightmare. Oh, any story would be great, Mark. I appreciate it. Asking for support is not a sign of weakness. Those that no. I know. Jonathan, I do. That's how I feel. And I never ask anybody for help, anything in my life, because I always feel like I'm being a beggar. And if Bill gets on me about that, well, you need to say something. I ask, well, I don't want to. Like with the merch shop. Now that the merch shop's up, I got stuff in there, and I don't mention it only once in a great while, because then I get told about it, and I'm like, because I don't know, I just feel funny. You might look at doing a newsletter every 2 months if you do a full 120 page, or trim it down some and do it monthly. Yeah, there's a lot of options. I do enjoy the magazine. I have a fun time doing it. And I just want everybody to take part in it, because that was the whole point. I don't call it my magazine. It's not named after me. It's for the community. It's about the community, and I want them to be involved. And no, Laura, it's a Polish thing. You're a strong Polak. You don't need help to do it yourself. Yeah, I know we're stubborn. I get told I'm stubborn all the time. I just do for myself, and it's hard, for me to ask for help. Unless, like I always ask, and I feel bad because I ask Bill for help on a lot of things. I'll say, I know, you're busy, but gee, could you help? Because I'm really stuck. And I get frustrated when I can't figure something out on my own. That really just gets me boiling, that I can't figure it out.
Hi.
Hey, who the hell are you?
I'm trying to stream it to my audience, and I can't. I don't know if it worked this time.
You keep popping in, boy. I'm telling you.
This is the last time. I mean, I'll never come out again. No, I'm. This time I think I got it.
John said, we are at our strongest when we come together. Unity is the only way to fulfillment. Jonathan, you're right. It is. But some of us are just, I'm just stubborn. I don't ask for help unless I'm really at the end of my wits. Like I was saying, Bill, and Bill don't need me to be, bothering him all the time. But, if I get stuck, then it's like, oh shit, who can I ask?
I don't mind that.
So, but no, I know you don't, but I just, like I said,
I get it though.
You feel like you're burdened, and I always think to myself, I'm stupid. How come you can't figure this out? And, I know I'm not stupid. It's just that I get frustrated when I can't figure it out. And so then I just, I don't. I get angry with myself. I don't know. It's just, yeah. It's a Polish thing. Who knows?
Yeah.
I like that idea. So if you and others don't like it, you could blame Bill if it if he helps you.
Yeah. If it goes wrong, you could just say, well, Bill's the
Bill's
one who helped me.
It's Bill's fault. That's
Yeah.
like when he come over and he helped me set up the new computer, and I'm like, I don't know anything about this computer at all.
And Laura, it's a good thing. So I was setting up my new computer yesterday that my son built for me,
Right?
which is like the Ferrari of computers.
Oh,
Dude, it's slick.
well.
And
It's the gray poupon of computers.
not even, dude. It's like the McLaren of anyway. And I was like looking for an HDMI cable, and I'm like, crap, I gave mine to Laura. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because when I went to your house, I knew I was like, I brought all my well, not all of them, but a lot of my cables. Because I was thinking, you know what? Before I leave, I'm gonna bring a buttload of cables because I
Yeah, he
bet
bought
you
like a duffel bag of stuff.
I did. Because what did I say? I go, so do you have HDMI cable? You're like, what? You mean it didn't come with one? And I like knew no, this setup, was better than your last one. It didn't come with everything. So
Right, everything came with it. This one came with nothing.
yeah, which I'm glad that I brought everything because, dude, that would have sucked. We would have had nothing to get you going. We would have maybe had to run to the store. It just would have sucked, and I would have been
Yeah.
there even longer. But yeah. But actually, I just had to dig deep into like the abyss of cords that I had, and I had like another HDMI cable. So
Oh, good. Because I say,
yeah,
oh, why now you're going to take it back?
yeah,
Bill's
yeah,
shutting me down.
yeah, exactly.
Sorry, loser.
Yeah,
Jonathan, Ned senses love. Oh, thank you. From the afterlife, it says that show up. Just remember, you do any. I'm just totally butchered that. Just remember what you do any of this for. Yeah, I know. I do it because I enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, but sometimes it YouTube makes it stressful. There's always something, and you're like, I did that the other day. I'm thinking, I should be banging my head on a rock. Why am I doing this? And it was just over something stupid, but Wayne says we've got spare cables all over. Okay, Wayne, we'll be over to get them.
I have like an abundance of like USB-C cables. It's like I remember when they first came out, it's like, oh man, uh, I need more of these. And now I probably have like, I don't know, probably 80 to 100 of those. And then the USB minis, and then the other ones that are like obsolete now, the USB micros.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Helena, how are you?
So yeah, I'm starting to get my own little collection now. So and it is good. You did get a spare here and there. And I'm guilty with camera batteries. I still need to get some more. It's just, if you're only got one battery and it shits the bed, you're done. So, and that's,
Yeah,
I can't.
Helena. So Helena said that she needs more USB-C cables. She has two, only one works properly. So
Yeah.
I go over this with Laura, don't I, with you, where there's ones that are for data and ones that are for charging only. So
Yeah.
not all are created equal. So you got to be careful. So ones will transfer data and ones will only transfer power. So like my GoPro one, that's the only one that will transfer data that I have. All the other ones will only so if I take one and I want to transfer data from my phone to my computer, I plug in, it will not my computer won't go and recognize it. It'll just start charging my phone. But my GoPro one that came with my GoPro, that will make the sound and my computer will wake up and go, "Hey, you plugged your Galaxy phone in, because that's a data cable. And so if you guys ever experience, well, like, why won't my computer read it? There's something wrong. Why won't they talk to each other?
Right.
Because one, it's not a data cable. So if you're ever like gonna go buy, you're like thinking, well, I got to buy a new cable. Make sure it says data on it.
I found out it's best to bring the part into the store and say, look, I got this. I need to do this with it. What do I need?
Yeah, they should be able to tell you, but a lot of them younger kids. Well, a lot of the younger kids are
Well, they
pretty
know more than
smart, and
we do.
they're in the in that category. They're in the electronics division because they know too. So
Right. Well, I bought a new USB hub because of all the things I had to hook up. And I got sent the wrong one. And I'm like, oh man, I need an adapter for this because I
yeah,
can't plug it in. So I took it with me and went to Best Buy. And they had the greeter girl at the door there.
yeah,
And she goes, oh, hello. How can I? Oh, hi. I go, do me a favor. And I pulled it out of my purse. I said, I need an adapter for this, and I am not going to purchase something, and it's going to be wrong. I know it is. Show me what I got to have. She brought me right over to it, and I got it, and it was done.
that's good.
Because that's what I do. I'll look on Amazon, and I'll say, oh, okay, this is probably what I need. And I double check, a triple check, and I think I got it, and I get it in the mail. It's wrong.
Yep. Yeah, and Helena's right. Like, so like if you're like on Amazon and it's like, oh, $1.99, that's for USB-C. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm gonna order the 10 pack. It's definitely not a data cable. It's just power only, and it probably sucks. And when you get it in, you're like, man, this cable's thin. Okay, well,
Yeah,
whatever.
there's nothing
Um,
to it. Yep.
and also Pam said the dollar store ones like are cheap, and it's just really for like in your car and keeping your phone charged up. It's
And it's for
not.
an emergency because I've
Yeah,
had that happen when we were on a road trip and my cable died, and it was at the gas station. I'm like, okay, and I bought one, so I could charge the phone while we were on the road.
right.
And I think that lasted one season, and that was it.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, yeah, it sucks having to pull the trigger on, say, like even a $15 to $20 cord, but in the long run, they're built way better. And actually, there's a YouTube channel where these guys they X-ray them and they show the inside where, like, I think a data cable has a microchip on the end of the USB side. There's an actual microchip that has it's a brain that in tells the data where to go. So the charging ones are just 4 wires. The data ones have like 6 wires and then has a microchip on the end of it. So that's why they're so expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Pam says I buy dollar store ones, so the people that take them away don't get my good ones. Yeah, I know people clip that stuff.
Yeah.
And like if we go away on vacation, people forget their good cords, and if you're on vacation somewhere and they leave them behind. That's happened a couple of times where we've gone somewhere and I found cables and stuff like that. I go, well, I'll just take it home. I might be able to use it.
Yeah.
What are you gonna, what are you gonna do? You can't contact them. So, oh God, careful guys. Mark tickled the like button. It's moist now.
Nice.
Get your hand sanitizer. And so yeah, John said you are doing this because you believe. That's true. And belief is half the battle. Standing by your belief is another battle altogether. Yeah, it is. It's and I do stand by it. I do believe what we're doing is important because I'm sorry, this has been going on for thousands of years. People have seen things, experienced things. You just can't tell me that there's nothing going on out there. Ned and I love that you contribute to the expanding of awareness. The Dark Ages were not documented for a reason. Everything is all relative. Yeah, it's like I just said, there's stuff have been going on forever. And I mean, unfortunately, since that time, people have taken advantage of that and used it against other people for profit. But I'm sorry, there's too many things that have happened to myself that is unexplainable. So what's going on? Just like the stuff that's happened to you, Bill. You've experienced it. It
Yeah.
wasn't in your mind. It wasn't, you weren't high, you weren't drunk.
And I think even the one that sticks out, I think the most for me vividly is the thing with the bowl as a child. And because you would think that, oh, because it happened so young, you would forget about it. But I think because it was so real to me, that it was real. I don't know if that makes any sense, because
Right.
I was so young, and I think I was about 4 years old. Um, that was real to me. It was like, this is really happening. Like, I'm not, um, uh, I wasn't asleep, obviously, but like, I went up and smashed that bowl because of that
Right.
reason. And that had like an impact on me still at 51 years old. Like, what, like, why do I always go back to that, thinking that, if when that skepticism crosses your mind, you're like, well, wait a minute, I had that thing go on, excuse me, and then I had those other things go on. So I think that's kind of what keeps everybody going when they've had experiences where you're like, well, I don't know. It keeps you on the fence post, is what I'm saying.
Right. Exactly. And now, and even though when you're going out and you're doing investigations and stuff, excuse me, that like the last time that I got the EVPs at the cemetery, excuse me, and everybody go, oh well, no, it really isn't that clear. No, it was saying my name, and it was clear enough that I could understand it. So, and then when another point when it says, well, they're watching you. All
Oh,
right,
you talking about the Jacob one?
yeah.
Wait, who said that wasn't clear?
Oh, I forgot. I sent it out to a couple people. Well, it really isn't clear, and
Wait a minute. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
it was clear enough that you could hear my name. I mean,
Excuse me,
Bill, you
But,
heard it. It's
dude. You, who are you just afraid to say that you don't? Are you afraid to say?
no, because I sent it out to multiple people, so I don't I don't remember who said
Well,
it.
they're wrong, because listen, me, Laura. I'm like one of the biggest skeptics you've ever met. Correct.
Exactly.
And
Next to
first
my
of all,
husband, and my husband agrees that yeah, it's saying my name.
well, no, it's saying somebody's watching you, and then it said you talk about if there's anybody here or something, and then it says, I think it was Jacob.
Right.
Was it Jacob or it was Jacob, right?
I believe so. I'd
It
have to
was
listen to it again because there was a stone next to it with that name on it.
Yes, it was Jacob. And you went back. Actually, dude, you didn't know it at the time. And then you said, actually, I should go back and see if and there was, that guy's name's Jacob.
Yep.
So anyway, I sort of enhanced that. For somebody to say that, I think, and here's another thing I got to say about Laura, and don't take this as an insult, Laura, but Laura is the most untech savvy person that could actually try to like fake anybody. She wouldn't be able to
Oh
know how to like
no,
fake that.
I don't know how to do any of that.
No, she wouldn't be able to like, so I'm gonna like try to fake this and like get an EVP and like fake Bill out. She wouldn't know how to do that. She wouldn't be
No.
able to pull the wool over my no way. Um that is a pretty amazing audio that she has. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back again and see if I could pick up anything else. Wayne has a question. Has any cars been known to be haunted? That's a good question.
Um I think um
Actually,
I
yes, I do remember doing a story on that a few issues back.
yeah, what was that one? Was it the
It was a famous car too. Oh crap.
was it the
James
Jane?
Dean?
I think it's the James Dean one, and was it also the Jane Mansfield one?
There was a couple of them, yeah, that were pretty famous, and they believed that they were haunted.
Yeah.
Because I remember somebody had mentioned that before. And I go, let me look that up because I never really thought about that. And then I do believe it was the James Dean car, and they believe it's cursed.
Yeah.
And then there was a couple more, and I did a layout in the magazine about that. That there was a few of them that from a long time ago that were believed to be cursed.
The James Dean car, by the way, is a Porsche 550 Spider.
Yeah, and that's got and I don't know who owns it now, but it's believed to have a curse on it. The spider that tried to do a lot of deaths. Yeah, that's. But I don't remember. There was a few of them.
Yeah, 550 Spider Porsche. There's only a few of those
Yeah, and
cars.
I believe that there's a few people that have owned it and they always had bad luck, so that's why they got rid of it.
Yeah.
So they believe that there is something attached to the car. So see, there's another example of attachment. Do you believe in it or not? Because it's just strange. I really don't believe like the Annabelle thing. I don't believe that that's real. But who's to say that the James Dean thing is real?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, Laura. Like, so here we are being skeptical, but did we own the car?
Right.
And did we have any experiences with it? Nope.
Right.
So how are we to say? We can sit here all day long and go, nah. But now, if we haven't talked to the person and then we haven't like had, but things, I don't know, man. I would have to sit down, talk with each and every owner, and go, dude, you could be onto something here. I don't know.
Right. Well, let's say, because the reason I don't believe the Annabelle doll thing is because that's not the original doll. So what did they say? They transferred the evil from the one doll to this doll they're using now? Because that's not the original. So that's why I don't believe any of that.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, Laura. Right. I mean, how could you like say like, yeah,
this one's worn out. Let me get a new one.
Yeah, that's like saying, we don't have the original 550 Spider Porsche anymore, but we have this other one. So yeah, this one is also cursed. That doesn't work that way.
No.
Mariah, yeah, I would totally love to hear it, man. If I'm just I'm like always like super into like I run it through like DaVinci Resolve,
right.
And and it's good to like have somebody like hear it that's like on the fence post, like
right. Well, because then you can pretty much pick it apart and
yeah, and I could say like, here's what I think it sounds like, or like to me it sounds like a car like or a helicopter in the back, like or sounds like somebody saying this or
right.
Yeah. So
yeah, if you could send them to me too, if you want, Mariah, because I'm really good at listening. My hearing is very, very good. And I always pick up on that stuff. But I always send it out to other people just to confirm, that I'm hearing what I'm hearing. Yeah, but I would be interested in listening to that too. It's pretty cool. I always tell everybody, send me your EVPs. I'll listen. I did that for a 2-ply. He had something. He wasn't sure. He sent it to me. And there was definitely something in that room. And you hear it right after he gets off he says something, stands up from the bed he was sitting on, and then you hear it. So it's there. Hi, Pinky. How are you?
Hey, Pinky. How are you?
Yeah, guys. Yeah, that doll's been replaced so many times. So, and I'm not saying that, attachments can't be real, but I don't believe in the Annabelle doll thing. I think it's
I know you're attached to me, money. Laura.
I am, Bill. You are so hot.
Mariah, I don't know. Are we friends on Facebook? If not, we'll find each other on there, and then maybe you can message me somehow, or we'll find each other somehow, and then maybe you could send them clips to me. We'll figure it out, okay?
Right.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, that's great. Yeah, Mariah, I'll listen to. It's I just my husband always says, I can't believe you hear that. Now I can hear stuff from far away. It's my
well, he can't hear.
Well, you know what it is that fibromyalgia actually intensifies your senses. I mean, because it's a nerve disorder that I have, so that everything is heightened. My sense of smell,
you know
taste,
what?
hearing, everything.
Do you remember? Okay, I made a song and I recorded all the instruments and everything, and I showed it to you at Dentech. You couldn't listen to it.
No, because I was picking up from your drumming, it was just a loud tick.
Yes.
And it was overtaking the music.
Yes. I
You
remember
guys weren't hearing it, but and then what's his name there? So, well, you're not a musician. No, no, no.
Tony.
Yeah, Tony. I said, no, that's not it. I'm picking up. It's over bearing on the music itself, and
Right.
I heard it. You guys weren't hearing it.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That explains that. I didn't know that. See, I didn't know that at the time that you had that
Hi, Leanne.
disease. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It was driving me nuts. I'm like, no, I can't enjoy it because all I hear is tick, 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 and I was like, oh my god, don't you guys hear this? And you're like, no.
Yeah. Well, actually, when I listen back to that, the kick drum, the way that so those are electronic drums that I had. I have two electronic drum kits actually, and that kit when it first came out had a sort of tick kick to it, but it also was a tinny sort of sound.
Yeah.
So, and if you have that problem, it would have made it like 100-fold, I think.
Yeah, it was intensified because that's all I would hear.
Right.
And
So,
I couldn't hear, what you guys were creating. It was just overbearing.
yeah.
And
So
I
while
just like, okay, guys, if you think I don't know what I'm talking about, okay, whatever.
yeah. So while Pinky's in here too, let me thank her because I made her a mod and she did an awesome job for me too. So the other night. So thanks, Pinky. I appreciate you.
Woo-hoo. We'll give her this.
Yeah, she was a superstar, man.
She was a superstar. Hello, Ghost Wiener.
Ghost Wiener, what's going on, man?
Wiener's in the house. But yeah, I'll look forward to hearing those, Mariah. Yeah, I love it. I just sit here, put the headphones on, and shut the door. Make sure I have no sound from the outside world, and I just pretty much absorb myself in what I'm listening to. And then it's nice because Bill does put it on the editor, and I'm still learning the DaVinci, but I'll pick up stuff and then I'll send it to Bill. What do you think about this? Run it through, and then he says, "Oh yeah," and then he clears it up so that you hear it even better. Oh, he says you don't have to be a musician to hear certain things in music. Yeah, but that's what the guy said. Well, you don't understand. I'm like, oh, no, I do, but okay.
Whatever happened to him? Do you know?
Who the hell knows? He had some issues.
I know. Yeah, he was like a burnout, but
He was
like,
paranoid all the time.
well, yeah, because of that. Because he was always freaking smoking in the parking lot. He came in one day and like you remember I was good friends with him.
Yeah.
And he was like treating me very odd, and I'm like super naive to that stuff. Like I didn't know he was like smoking, and like this was like what 25 years ago.
Yeah, at least.
And I was like, he was like blowing me off, and I'm like, dude, are you okay? And he's like, you've been talking about me, and I was like, what? Like, Tony, what are you talking about? And he's like, these guys, you're all talking about me.
Yeah, I wasn't there that day.
And I was like, okay. I go, dude, you're like paranoid or something. And I had no clue that stuff made you paranoid. And I go, you need to like chill out, blank out. I don't know what your deal is. So like I like walked away, and then like a day later he came up and apologized to me. He's like, yeah, you're right. I am paranoid. I gotta like stop. And I was like, I didn't know what he was talking about, but like, yeah. So yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I heard Jonathan's got something to say here about the. Can you read that?
Yeah. So these were like, I would say this was probably 1999 Yamaha Express drums. And the kit that I liked was like a corn sort of sound. And then when I mastered it, it just even got more tinny. And
So you noticed that you were picking up that sound then.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and then by the time it got, and it was on a cassette tape. So then by the time it got to a cassette tape, it was even more tinny.
Yeah.
So it just wasn't good. It wasn't, even though, things are digital now and still don't sound as good as like analog, and there's like a debate on that. It just, my mixing wasn't as good as it is now. So
Yeah. And you know what, I didn't think of it until recently. When you were here, I could have gave you that cassette tape so that you
oh
could
yeah, that one
transfer it.
from long ago.
And I'm like, oh, you dumbass. And then, but the thing is, now I got to find it because it's not in the drawer where I had it. So I got to check the radio that I had it in. I'll have to see if it's in there in the cassette player. But I'm thinking, oh, you dummy. I says, he was here. You could have gave it to him then.
Yeah, has that been in the attic, you said?
That was I picked up the voice in the attic. Yeah.
No. Okay, but where's the cassette?
It's
Is it?
here. No, it wasn't in the attic. Excuse me. That's here in the house. So it's, it won't, no, because if it was in the attic, it would be no good.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah, it would have been melted. Yeah, it's like 1,000,000 degrees up there. Yeah.
Hey, Leanne, Parazone.
Mariah found you on Facebook.
Oh, did she? Okay, cool.
Now
All
you're
right.
doomed. You found him on Facebook.
Yeah, it's all over. Oh, Pinky. So, I don't know if anybody knows this about me, but I was in a death metal band as a drummer.
Long hair and all, guys. Just
Yeah,
picture it. And he was buff too. He had some mega guns on him.
yeah, mega pecs too. So, also, I'm friends with the bass player from Cannibal Corpse, Alex Webster, and he actually played on our demo, a track on our demo. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
You could send one or both or whatever you want, Mariah.
Should I just send the sound or sound and video? If you could send both, that would be great. If you could send both, that'd be great. I'd really appreciate it.
Aye. Yeah, he's a headbanger from way back, Wayne.
I've played with some pretty amazing bands in my days, like in some big clubs.
See, the things you don't know. Bill's actually famous, guys.
Yeah,
He just doesn't brag.
I don't. I try not to. Stay humble. I stay humble.
Leanne says, so Bill is actually cool. Nice to know.
Yeah, yeah.
He's not lame. He's actually cool.
Yeah, I'm old, but
Paranormal Band, Crow, Bill, Beardo, I think Joe. Yeah, they all play.
even cool people have to do dishes.
Yeah, that's right. Get them dishes done.
Can you hear me doing this?
Yeah, I hear. I hear everything. That's what annoys my husband. Never can sneak up on me, nothing, because I always hear it coming. He's like,
oh yeah,
what is it? Yeah. He never.
When I was at your house trying to talk to him, he kept nodding his head like, "What'd you say?"
Yeah, he didn't understand anything you said.
Yeah, I had to keep yelling.
And he'll do that, and I go, George, stop doing it. Just tell people, I'm sorry, I can't hear.
Yeah.
And that's funny because when we go somewhere and I'm in there, and then like a doctor's office, and then I answer for him, and the doctor looks at me and go, I'm the translator. He can't hear you. So then the doctor gets it, laughs, and talks louder. I always tell him, I said, I'm going to get him one of those old man horns.
Yeah. Like from an old Victrola or something.
Yeah, you know how they used to have the horns for people that couldn't hear back in the day? Oh, that ain't funny. I go, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, Wayne's famous too. Thrash metal covers and originals. Oh, way to go, Wayne.
Yeah, I want to. Pinky said that takes you for a walk, and I want to make a video because I want to do some just very stripped down videos. Like episode 1. I'm coming up on my 100th video, actually.
Good
I
for
want to do a
you.
video of do a walk through of during the day of where I took everybody.
Right.
And I don't know, on the live, were you guys able to see those deer?
Yeah, I saw them.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah, because
They saw
I
you
mean,
too.
I'm sure for you guys they look super tiny. So, but
Oh,
I thought
thanks
that
for
was cool.
hanging with us, Sage. We appreciate it.
Yeah, Sage, good to see you. Thank you.
So yeah, no, I'm used to looking for that because me and George were talking about that the other night. You know, when you're driving and when George and I were away and Joseph came to visit, they were leaving. It was at night, and of course, up in the mountain, you get the fog because of the rain and all that, and the deer. And I told him, I said, please be mindful of the deer on your way home. So yeah, Joseph said they end up seeing about almost 20 deer on the way home because of the fog, because deer
Yeah,
come out in the fog.
yeah, in the country you don't
Right.
drive the road, you drive the sides.
Yeah,
That's
so,
what you do.
and
You watch the
I have
side.
always done this, it's from day one when, George and I have been out because George and I have, we're always on some back shit road somewhere. So his job is to drive, mine is to monitor the side looking for the deer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I automatically do it. We go somewhere, I'm always watching the tree line.
Oh, cool, Pinky. So you saw that. Yeah, dude. So there was like a deer on the shoulder of the road and it was like nighttime. I mean, my wife's really like oblivious to these things. Like,
Oh, geez.
she has blinders on. Like, I mean, I don't want her going, look out, like that or anything. But like, there will be like one standing. I'm not kidding you, like on the shoulder of the road, and we'll drive like right by it, and I'd be like, whoa, that was close.
Right.
And she'll go, what?
Oh boy, that's bad.
No crap, dude. And I'll go, or they'd be like, say she likes 65 Mustangs. I think a lot of all women do like 65 Mustangs. So and I'll go, that was a nice one. And she'll go, what? And it'll be like bright yellow sitting in someone's driveway that we just drove past on the right hand side
What
where
does she
she's
just zone out? She must just zone out.
and I'm like, you didn't see it? She's like, no. I'm like,
Oh my
I go,
God.
what do you look at? Do you just look forward, like through like a 4-inch section on the glass? She's like, I was just thinking. I'm like, thinking about what? I would love to know. Like,
Right. Poor Michelle.
Poor Michelle, poor me.
No, because George will, well, did you look at this? I go, no, I'm looking on this side, looking for deer.
Oh.
We're driving up and I'll spot it in the trees and I'll go deer and he'll or deer to the right, deer to the left, or you're coming along and they go, oh, turtle in the center of the road. So I'm on animal watch.
But then what's interesting is like she'll be, at work or whatever, and I'll get a text and she'll text me a picture of a Porsche and just, the picture. And I'll be like, cool. And then she'll come home. Did you get that picture? And I'm like, yep. I saw that on the side of the road. So I turned around and I came back and took a picture of it. And I think it's sweet and all, but like she's on her way to like work, but she like turns around and goes back. But yet when we're in the car together, she doesn't see anything.
Yeah, she's doing something else. Wayne,
I guess she's just relaxing because someone else is driving.
Wayne saying women could talk, but not very observant. Oops, me bad. I'll pan myself. Yep, pan yourself because I'm very observant. I'm always scared to death of hitting something. And I don't know, maybe because I used to be a hunter and I'm always out in the woods. So this is the kind of things that I look for. So it's maybe that's part of it. But yeah, I'm always on nature watch, checking out. Maybe someday Bigfoot will come running out. Who knows? I want to be the first to see it. My husband's always on, chick watch.
On what?
Chick watch.
Oh God.
I always tease it. He's checking out somebody. I said, you wanna pull over, get her number? I mean, you want me to drive so you can check it all out? I mean, geez, give me a break.
That's got to make you feel good.
Well, because he'll say, "Holy shit, did you see that?" I go, "Oh yeah, did you see the rat guy there?" I says, "How would you like it if I was driving along and I went past a guy? I said, damn, did you see the package on that one?"
Yeah.
I go, "You don't hear me saying that, do you?" He laughs.
That's not very nice.
Oh God. Nah, he's just breaking them on me. I said, "Keep it up." So that's what I did. Actually, it was like a couple days later. We went past this guy. I said, "Holy shit, did you see the package on that dude?" And he bursts out laughing. I said, see, that's what it looks like when you do it. Everybody's panning Wayne. Uh-oh, Wayne got in trouble.
What happened?
He's saying that women can talk but aren't very observant. He said he has to pan himself. And then so now he's getting panned by people. Pam says, I don't know if you've seen Beardo where he has this thing where he's dressed up as Crystal. And you're getting panned, meaning with a frying pan, you get smacked with it.
Oh. Panned?
Yeah, he's panned. Pam says, Wayne it's not that we're not observant, it's that we're looking at what matters. Okay.
You know, who said that?
Pam.
I think she's onto something with that, because she just sprung up in the conversations we've had when I say, "What are you looking at?" And she'll go, "I'm looking at the flowers on the porch." In which we'll get an argument. She'll go, "How about if I was like, oh, did you see the flowers on the porch of that lady's house?" And I'm over here going, "Did you see that car?"
Right. See, it's what's important to you.
So she's right. She's looking at the things that matter to her and not the things that matter to me. But I would think that a deer standing on the side, like literally on the shoulder of a country highway, that like at any second could spring out and total your car.
Yeah.
I would think like that's what I just didn't understand.
Yeah, I know I understand, because that's how I see it. Especially if it's foggy out, because they come out in the fog. It's harder to see them. And, so you've got to keep an eye out, especially George and I at nighttime. It's very difficult for us to see now. I don't even drive at night unless I have to. Because I'm afraid that, I'm going to hit something or somebody. Let's see here. Piggy said, I used to go with my husband in his big truck, and if we were at the lights, we could see down into the cars, and there was a lady driving in her knickers. Woohoo! There you go. It's amazing what you can see from them trucks. I don't know. I think you guys live in the country, so she should be trained to do that.
Well, I just hope and pray that when she's driving herself, that she's on more high alert.
Yeah, she has to be, because you never know. They're very unpredictable. How many times we've almost clipped one? I remember we were on a back road up in Boonville, and the road was lower than where the trees were, so it was kind of like they dug it out, so that each side was very high. And we're driving through, and then all of a sudden we just see this big buck come jumping right over our car, over to the other side. I was like, it was amazing to see, but talk about shit yourself. I was like, oh my God. It's jumping right over.
When I drove tractor trailer, man, I seen some stuff.
Some scary stuff probably too.
Yeah.
We were on our way to Missouri one year, and the fog was so bad. And we always travel at night because there's no traffic, just the truckers. And it was so bad, the fog. Bill, we couldn't even find the pull-offs, because as soon as you got up to where the lights were, it was total whiteout. So we were actually driving, following the truckers' lights.
Yeah.
And at that time, we had a CB radio in the car, and we could hear the truckers talking about us. Look out for, I forgot what there was a name that they called us.
4-wheeler.
No, it was something else. Turtles something or whatever, something like that. And I told my husband, I go, they're talking about us. Just letting the other truckers know that we were on the road with them. And so finally we get to a point where we could, I said, we're going to have to pull off or we're going to get killed. So we finally managed to get pulled off at a truck stop and we waited till morning. And then when we got back on the road, it looked like a murder scene. There was blood splatter over the entire highway.
Oh, from deer hits?
And that's from the trucks hitting the deer.
Yeah.
It was like a slaughter. I was like, oh, look at that. There's parts all over the road. Oh, it was awful. And I said, that could have been us if we didn't pull over. Because once the trucks disappeared into the fog, we were screwed. We couldn't see anything. So he was going about 10 miles an hour. So here the road, it's 55, 60 at that time. And here we are going 10 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah, you're a danger.
That's why the truckers were talking about us.
Yeah.
And like I said, we were desperately trying to find a way to pull off. But every time you got up to a spot where the stops were, the light flooded out the whole drive area, so you couldn't see where you were going.
So, yeah, you pass it by the time you get to it?
Yes, or we would have ended up in a ditch. So, and then we didn't want to roll the car. So, but finally we did manage to pull off. And yeah, well, what a mess that was. It was one of the scariest nights ever. A ghost said, if you write danger at the side of your car, the deer will read it and wait calmly on the side. Yeah. Wait on the side of the road. Oh, yes, I've seen that meowing moose. It's terrible. When you hit anything, cows, bad news too. It's like hitting a brick wall.
A friend of mine, he's retired now, but he's a New York State trooper. And he was telling me a trucker hit, excuse me, his front steer tires hit a deer. And picture like, you ever take like a grape and like pop it out of the skin? Like the skin comes out.
Right.
You could take the fruit part out of the skin and pop it out, and then you have like just the skin left. He said that the deer popped out of its skin.
Oh.
Just like that. He said that because the front steers, tires, ran it over and popped it right out of its skin.
Oh, man.
And so its hide was a few hundred yards behind, but the rest of it was like just, but it was like in one piece. So, yeah, messed up.
Yeah, it is. Wow. Just discovered a new way to skin a deer.
Yeah. Perfect timing.
Just pop it out like a banana.
Yep.
That's so gross. Oh, man, that's just bad news. Oh, let's see, guys. We're going on the 3-hour mark. I think it's time to let everybody get along with their day. Let Bill finish his dishes. I mean, a man's work is never done.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what sucks? Because, all right, so today was the first day back to school.
That's right.
And so the deal is for the girls that during the summer they do the dishes. Now I'm back to doing the dishes.
Oh, bummer.
So yeah, so now
I gotta
do.
Aren't you excited dancing around the house naked? You're free. You're free.
Yeah, right. Well, now my son, he works at the school, so he's back on night hours. So he's fit. He's home. So
okay. So it's you and the boy.
Yeah, so I can't do that. But yeah, but anyway, I got to do the dishes now. But that's all right. It's therapeutic.
It makes your hands feel good. Pam says hunting by truck. Yeah, it's a new sport. Good Lord.
Wait, who said that?
Pam says hunting by truck. I go, yeah, what it is? Yeah, you're gonna have to take a hunter safety course when you use your semi to hunt
Yeah.
deer. Oh, I would believe it. They would happen in New York.
Yeah, no kidding.
Everything stupid happens in New York.
I went to tractor trailer school for 7 months, so
I remember
but
that.
but it was part-time, so it's not
Right.
like I was working full-time and going to school part-time, so it's not like that's,
You have to like to drive to do that job.
well, I thought I did.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't so much the driving of the tractor trailer, it was being away from my family. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, it's rough.
I
My
lasted a year.
I had a brother-in-law did it for years and years. I'm telling you, he could park that truck anywhere. I blew my mind.
Yeah. Yeah. That
You
part
know,
was fun.
not for, you back it up into a space that you can't even fit a piece of paper, and he did it every time perfectly.
Yeah. I did that.
Amazing.
There was a place out in Boston that I had to go. In this place, you could see where they would bring like Volkswagens and stuff from off the ships coming into port.
Cool.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. And that place, I had to turn sideways in between the other trailers to um, to go and unhook my trailer.
Oh God.
That's how like tight it was, and that was one of the more challenging places to go. But even to go into Boston was challenging because the roundabouts were so
The
tight.
traffic's terrible.
Oh yeah, it was bad. But
Yeah.
you have to have a mentality where you have to have you're pretty much offensive instead of defensive when you go there.
Right.
So
Yeah. No, it's not for me. No way.
yeah,
Too much. Too big. No. No thanks. So is fire trucks, lorries, and trucks. Yeah, it's you've got to enjoy driving to manage that stuff every day. And I only drive because I have to.
yeah.
I don't really like driving because, well, out in the country I do, but in the city or you're closer to the city, everybody's an idiot and everybody's for themselves, and I just don't want to deal with any of it.
I suppose that's why I'm not in any hurry to like get my like my Porsche and my like Mini Cooper on the road and everything. Like I just don't enjoy driving anymore. I can care less.
Well, around where you are, you got more open space, so
But I
I
don't.
would enjoy that. I like
But
when I come to your house, I enjoy that ride.
Laura, I don't even. You know what it is too? Is like my back, the
Yeah,
driving, and I don't enjoy it anymore. Like maybe if I do have my car on the road, I would enjoy driving it and then crave wanting to drive it. But I just don't enjoy driving anymore. I'd rather be home. I'd rather be my home's my sanctuary. So I think
right.
I don't know. I enjoy owning the car. I don't, is that me? It's like
I
motorcycles.
get
I
it.
I have 8 motorcycles. I'm more of an owner than a rider. So it's weird.
Well, you're a collector.
Yeah, exactly.
He collects them. That's
Yeah.
all. Use them for content.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Hopefully this winter I will be able to use them for content for the live shows in the garage. So
Yeah, to get them going and see how it goes.
yeah.
Oh God. Oh, Minnie, I have a friend who works on those. He has a Morris.
Oh yeah, Morrises are cool. Um I think Morrises are really neat too. So Pam, does he have like the original minis? Because I have the BMW minis. I have 2 Mini Coopers, like the revamped Mini Coopers. Does he have them like the Morris Minor minis, the originals? Because
Say
those
that. Say that 10 times fast.
Morris Minor minis,
Yeah.
yeah, those are awesome, man. I wish.
Oh, they're
So we don't
burning
have
down the
very many of
village.
those here in the United States. And oh, what do you got going on, Laura? What'd you do?
They're burning down the village. Run. It's the villagers. They're attacking.
Yeah.
Save yourselves. Jeez. I'll tell you. My dog, the helpful fireman.
Was she Was
She howls when the fire trucks go by.
Oh, that's cute.
And it makes me laugh. Oh my God, it's so funny. She's my own little volunteer fire puppy.
That's cute. You should
So,
get her a, are you gonna dress her up for Halloween?
oh, are you kidding me? I can't even do her nails, and then I dress her up. Little brat that she is. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. My husband keeps calling me, so apparently he has something to tell me. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me this morning. I always appreciate your company and our chats. Thanks for joining me today, Bill. It was fun, as always.
Yeah.
And so anytime you want to join us again for a little morning brew, you're more than welcome. Remember, guys, that the new issue of the magazine is out, but this time around it's for members only. So you'd have to go over to the posts, members only, and you have to click that, but you got to be a member too this time around. I'm going to take everybody's ideas into consideration. Please send in all of your stuff. And again, the bells and the whistles, the likes, the comments, check out the merch. There, see again, I just feel funny saying it, but yeah, it's there. And again, guys, thank you very much. I appreciate everybody's support and your time. And we will see you. I'll see you in chat later. Carla's going live apparently tonight. And of course, we'll see you on Bill's show as well. Until then, guys, enjoy your coffee. Bill, have fun with your dishes.
All right. Thank you.
And we'll see everybody later. Everybody have a great day.